Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Being an Allo customer just got even better. 3 times better, in fact. We've tripled our standard internet speed from 100 to 300 megs at no additional cost to you. This isn't one of those limited time offers that will melt away either. 3 times the streaming, 3 times the gaming, 3 times the uploading, all for the same price. Why? Because we love our customers. Allo, no gimmicks, no limits, no kidding, and still no contracts.
The first weekend of November has arrived, and so has the quarterfinal round of the Class B state football playoffs. Chris Cottrell joining you from the press box here tonight at Bearcat Stadium in Scottsbluff. We've got the undefeated 10-0 Scottsbluff Bearcats taking on the 8-2 Omaha Roncalli Catholic Crimson Pride. Glad to have many of you watching tonight on KNEB.TV, and of course all our great listeners on 101.7 The Trail and KNEB.com. I'll bring my partner in, Mike Colley, here in just a little bit. How did we arrive at tonight's matchup? Well, both teams picked up blowout victories last Friday night in round one. Scottsbluff, they just went ahead and hung 62 points on Ralston in the first half last Friday in round one, and that was en route to a rout. They won it 69-21 for Roncalli, a 44-8 win over Mount Michael Benedictine. The one common opponent, the Ralston Rams. Roncalli won their game over Ralston 62-23. The losses this season for the Crimson Pride against Class B top seed Omaha Scott, 33-13, and a 49-31 loss to Waverly, a team that's still alive and in the bracket tonight. Now to my partner, back from a family outing last week, Mike Colley, Scottsbluff High principal and former head high school football coach. Mike, you simultaneously missed a lot and didn't miss anything all at the same time last week. You texted during the game and said you were glad you didn't have to add up all those stats at halftime and afterwards.
I'm not smart enough to add that good with that much math, and I was still able to watch it and see it on TV there at my motel room in Alabama, so I was able to kind of watch the Bearcats on my phone and watch the Red Sox on the TV that was in the lobby, and I had the best of both worlds. So it looked like a great outing by the Bearcats last week.
Well, wins all the way around for you with Scottsbluff and the Red Sox. If you've followed Scottsbluff, folks, all season long, you know they have one of the best offenses in the state. And if you've followed Scottsbluff all season long, you know they have one of the best defenses in the state. They are the favorite here tonight as the home team and the higher seed. They're loaded. What you might not know much about is this Roncalli team. All of us trying to learn a little bit throughout the week. Their best player is Alex Rogers, a starter at running back and linebacker. Looks like he's done just about everything warming up. Throwing the football, catching it, taking snaps in the shotgun like he might be in a little Wildcat type scenario at times tonight. Over 1,000 yards rushing and nearly 700 receiving. Mike, the Bearcats defense going to have the bullseye on his jersey this evening.
Yeah, they are. I didn't get to watch a lot of film, but what little film I did watch, they're athletic, explosive. They run a lot of, I guess what I would call twins to each side and kind of a pistol formation with a shotgun and a back behind the quarterback, and a lot of their running game is principles out of zone read type concepts and some option. And it's going to be a lot of responsibility football by our defense tonight. Everybody's going to have to do their particular job in order to shut him down.
He's listed at 6'1", 185. I was down on the field earlier, and I expected him to be a little taller and maybe a little skinnier, so he looks like he's going to pack a punch this evening. They've also got a solid quarterback, junior Jack Dotzler. He's thrown for over 2,000 yards, 25 touchdown passes, and they've thrown it a lot, and that includes just 8 interceptions on the year. The other quarterfinal games tonight in Class B, really, they should all be outstanding. You've got York hosting Seward. Winner here tonight gets the winner in that one. If Scottsbluff were to win and York would win, that would be York at Scottsbluff next Friday night. A Scottsbluff win and Seward win would mean a road trip for the Bearcats, but work to handle first here this evening. You've also got McCook home to take on Waverly, and then top seed Scott takes on Blair. Blair was involved in really the only close football game in Class B last week, an overtime 54-52 win. Had to be wild in their victory against Grand Island Northwest. Just about set for pregame coaches' comments. Scottsbluff's Joe Benson here in just a bit, but when we come back, I catch up with Roncalli head coach. He's just 30 years old. I spoke with him down on the field before the game. His name's Tom Cassing, and we'll hear from Coach Cassing right after this on KNEB.
How did Arby's finally make the turkey sandwich exciting? We deep fried it. Just the turkey part, not the whole sandwich. For now.
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
Byers Realty would like to remind everyone that school is back in session, so make sure and watch for little ones in crosswalks. Be mindful of school speed zones, and take a second to double check for pedestrians and bicyclists. We want all of our young students to have a wonderful and safe year. Visit callbyersrealty.com or stop by the office on Avenue B, next to Bumper. The Panhandle's best, Byers Realty. Community strong, community proud. We have what you're looking for.
Winter weather brings winter clothing to Compliments for you and your home. Start with women's fashion from FDJ, Renoir, Montana Company, and many more. We have beautiful and original ladies' fashions that appeal to women of all ages and sizes. Also, remember to complement your outfit with a bag from Melly Bianco. Finally, get your home ready for the holiday season with decor that brings joy to your life. Compliments for you and your home. Open Thursday evenings and Sunday afternoons now through Christmas.
Anyone who calls it a hobby doesn't understand. We know that a person's passion is what drives them. And that's why every memorial we create is a true reflection of the individual. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other. Find out how at dignitynebraska.com.
How did Arby's finally make the turkey sandwich exciting? We deep fried it. Just the turkey part, not the whole sandwich. For now.
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
On KNEB this evening, getting set for Class B quarterfinal action here at Bearcat Stadium with number 2 seed Scottsbluff in Class B sent to take on Omaha Roncalli as we get set now for pregame coaches' comments, catching up with Tom Cassing, the head coach for Roncalli, the Crimson Pride. Coach, first and foremost, thanks a lot for the time. Looking forward to the big matchup here tonight. I guess let's just get right to it. Coming into this season, was this the type of season you thought you guys might be able to have, be in this position this time of year?
I never count my kids out, but I didn't expect us to have a season like we've had. Our goal has always been to make it to the second round of the playoffs. Plain and simple, none of our kids have done that. So I really wanted to do that. But, you know, our season changed about midway through after a tough loss to Waverly, and we really reassessed what our kids the best at, and our offense has really changed.
Yeah, it looks like you guys have, whatever it started as, it looks like it's pretty diverse right now, up over 270 yards a game passing, right around 170 yards a game rushing, and I know that kind of starts with Alex Rogers. You've got kind of a dual-threat guy who can run it, who can catch it. You've got, looks like, a solid quarterback. Talk a little bit about offensively what you guys kind of like to hang your hat on, what you do well.
Anytime you have a kid like Alex Rogers, your listeners will hear about him a lot, hopefully on Friday night. But we really try to air the ball out. I think that's different than a lot of teams that we've played against, other than Mount Michael that we just beat in the first round. But we're going to try to air the ball with a solid run game. And we just got to be physical. And if we're physical enough, I believe that we can do some damage.
It seems like coming into this Class B postseason, everybody was kind of expecting what we got in round one. Outside of the 8-9 matchup that was a shootout and a real close game, everything else was blowout city. You guys fell into that category with a big win over Mount Michael. Talk about how you guys played in that game, and are you clicking on all cylinders as you come into this one?
We had a lot of good things go for us last Friday, and we had 6 takeaways, which is always good, and we controlled the ball for most of the game. And, I think with Class B the way it is, it's really exciting. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's great for kids to be able to compete against or schools to be able to compete against other schools in similar sizes, regardless of how far they have to travel. I think it's fair to the kids. And I really like what's going on in Class B.
I brought his name up. You kind of expounded on him a little bit. Let's talk a little bit more about Alex Rogers. How good is this kid? What's he do well, and what's his future hold?
Future's up in the air. I think that he is the most dynamic player in Class B. With regards to what he does on defense, he's one of the leading tacklers in the state. This is a kid that played outside linebacker for 3 years, and all of a sudden we put him at middle linebacker third game of the season. He is definitely a dual threat with regards to running and receiving, but he can also throw the ball too. I mean, we split time with quarterback last year, and he was our number 2 quarterback. So he literally can do it all, and the best part about him, he's a great kid, he's a great student, and he's a 3-sport athlete.
In terms of airing it out, you've got Dotzler at quarterback. Is that the correct pronunciation, Coach?
Yep.
Jack Dotzler, 23 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He's throwing for about 248 yards a game, so he's pretty dynamic also.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Last year he started at safety for us and broke his ankle in the second quarter of the first game. So this is really his first year playing quarterback on the varsity level. And he's doing a fantastic job. He's just a great competitor and a great leader for us.
Every coach I've talked to this season in prepping for a Friday night in talking about Scottsbluff says it's either the or one of the best Scottsbluff teams they've ever scouted and on film. Now, I know you're not really looking at them all that much over the years because you guys haven't played them. But when you put this film on, what are you seeing from this Bearcat team?
Man, they are tough. They're physical. They're going to bring the pressure. It's an offense that we haven't seen before all year, so that's difficult to get ready for them. But it's amazing to me how many athletes they have available to them. It's just this is a difficult team to prepare for, and all those other coaches are right. They're physical, and usually the most physical team wins a football game.
So defensively, how are you guys drilling this week to prepare for this offense? You've got to be assignment sound, you've got to be in the right spot, and you can't let your eyes fool you.
Absolutely, and you got to stop the run. We've drilled into our kids' heads that we have got to stop the run, and if we can do that, we think we'll be successful. I've seen a lot of film from a lot of different schools, and everybody's tried something different, but none of it's worked for 4 quarters. And so hopefully we have a game plan that we think will put our kids in the best situation to be successful.
It's one thing to try and get some stops and give yourselves a chance to score some points, but then when you get the football back, it's another thing to actually find some first downs, move the football, and find the end zone. Many are saying this is one of the top defenses in Class B or maybe in the entire state, so offensively, you've got to be dual threat, and luckily you've got that capability. Absolutely.
I tell you what, the pass rushing ability that Scottsbluff has is unbelievable. And if we want to throw the ball, we got to get the ball out of our hands quick. But other than that, it just comes down to physicality. And Scottsbluff has it, and I've drilled it into our kids that we have to be physical too. And I guess the most physical team, again, will come out on top.
And, Coach, we'll get you out of here on this one as we wrap up pregame coaches' comments with Tom Casting, the head coach for Omaha Roncalli. You had a big kickoff here tonight at Bearcat Stadium. Coach, just the trip in general, when you knew you were going to be coming this far west, what's it been like just trying to get everything in order? Talk to your team about making a long trip and just the X's and O's, if you will, of getting out here and just trying to get ready to play the football game. What's that been like?
It's awesome. Since I've been here, I've always wanted to go somewhere, make a trip memorable for our kids. And a trip to Scottsbluff is going to be memorable. We got a bunch of kids that have never been west of Lincoln, west of York. So the details makes my hair turn gray. But other than that, we're coming down as a business trip. We're going to have a lot of fun doing it. But I'm so excited to be able to play at Scottsbluff and to be in the second round of the playoffs.
That was Omaha Roncalli head football coach Tom Casting on K&EB. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we hear from Scottsbluff head man Joe Benson.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Across the state, every eye and ear is focused on one stadium where the sea of red is man-made. A place where every Saturday is a stage for our team, for our resolve, and for our values.
It's toughness, it's dedication, it's work ethic. That's what Nebraska is.
This is Husker Nation.
Coverage of today's playoff game is brought to you in part by Bluff Sanitary Supply for all your cleaning and janitorial needs downtown Scottsbluff. Hahn Nelson Real Estate. Let the real estate experts at Hahn Nelson Real Estate help you find your home. 633-3333. And by Regional West Physicians Clinic Urgent Care. Convenient, immediate, and compassionate walk-in health care. Open 7 days a week. Urgent Care, located on Avenue B.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gearing, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gearing at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
Back on K&EB this evening, pregame show continues from Bearcat Stadium as we get set for this big Round 2 Class B playoff football game between Scottsbluff at home tonight to take on Omaha Roncalli. Let's get visiting with Scottsbluff head football coach Joe Benson. Coach, before we get to this one, let's talk a little bit about Ralston. You ever seen anything like that first half last week? That was something.
Oh, that was a strange deal. I don't think they were accustomed to our offense, and we got on them right away, and they just didn't respond.
Obviously, offensively, you guys were clicking on all cylinders, in high gear, whatever phrase you want to use. You guys were exactly that. I do want to ask you a little bit about that. The oddity in the game was they scored their 3 touchdowns on 3 straight plays. I asked Coach Hall about it on the post game. All 3 of those touchdowns came against Paris Magdaleno on the corner. He's a tough kid. He's a hard worker. He's kind of a gamer. Did it turn into a quick little confidence deal? And what's been the conversation with Paris as you try to get him ready to play good football this week?
Well, the first one was a broken play, and the quarterback started to the left, peeled back to the right, and Paris lost contact with the receiver like a lot of guys do. I'm sure other people did too, but he happened to be the guy in the line of vision. He lost contact, caught the ball, scored. And then after that, he may have lost a little bit of confidence, but not much. No, we just told Paris at halftime, I did anyway, I told him he's a great football player. I said, you need to believe that too, and he's fine. He'll be good.
Yeah, and the good part about the game was it wasn't like you had to make a snap decision about personnel. I mean, you guys were up big. You could put him right back onto the field so where he could start to rebuild a little bit of that confidence as the night went along.
Yeah, flipped him over to the other side and got his confidence back, I think, and then moved on from there.
I spoke earlier this week with Roncalli head coach, Coach Cassing, and he said one of their goals coming into the season was to reach round 2 of the playoffs. I know for you guys it's a little bit more as far as the goals down the line, and a lot of that comes from the experience type roster you have, and I know you've touched on it all year. It's a player-led team. When you've kind of got that scenario, players leading the way and guys that want more, this is the time of year where maybe just that want to kind of comes into play on a Friday night.
Yeah, it does, and it comes down to, it's cliche, but it just comes down to all the stuff you've been working on all year. It's not a magical bullet at the end of the year where you just do something special. You just got to be good in the 3 phases and execute. That's what it comes down to.
More with Cats head coach Joe Benson right after this on KNEB.
Coverage of today's playoff game is brought to you in part by Great Western Bank, making life great, at 2001 Broadway, Suite 1 in Scottsbluff. Find out more at greatwesternbank.com. And by Shelter Insurance Agent Travis Hawk. Shelter Insurance Agent Travis Hawk is a proud sponsor of this Bearcat game. For a free insurance review, contact Shelter Agent Travis Hawk today.
Why should you come out to Double L Country Store in Banner County? Because we serve locally raised beef, chicken, and bison, and our hamburger buns, cabbage burgers, and pies are homemade every day. Breakfast is served daily from 8 to 11, with all-you-can-eat pancakes on Saturday. Or join us Friday nights for Burger Fest. Choose from 6 specialty burgers or build your own. And for dessert, make sure you save room for one of our homemade milkshakes. We are worth the drive here at Double L Country Store on Highway 71, just 10 minutes south of the Wildcats.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing. Back to wrap things up now with Scottsbluff head coach Joe Benson.
Let's drill down on this Roncalli team. Obviously, it starts with Alex Rogers. He can run it. He can catch it. Their coach said he's probably the most dynamic player in Class B. How good is this guy?
Well, he's a Swiss Army knife is how I like to look at him. He's got a great speed. He's got great instincts, you can tell. He can run it. He can catch it. I know he can throw it if they had him to. He can return it. He can do everything. He's a super explosive player. And if you don't know where he's at every play, he's going to hurt you.
Well, and they're not just a one-man show. Their quarterback's thrown 23 touchdowns. He's got a real nice touchdown-to-interception ratio, and they like to throw the football around, and Rodgers gets involved in the passing game. So defensively, what are the keys this week to being able to stop an offense that can do a couple of different things well?
Well, the thing is, first of all, you got to stop the run game. Secondly, they're going to get theirs on typical plays, but on the broken plays, we've got to stay in contact with their receivers. There's going to be some times where he slips away from us, and we've got to stay in contact and cover those guys.
When you're looking at this Crimson Pride defense, size-wise, how do they stack up with you?
About the same. They're 53 defense or 35 defense, whatever you want to call them, which we haven't seen a ton of. We usually see an even defense. They can really run. They're very disciplined. They like to get upfield and create penetration, and that makes it tough for us.
Maybe hit a couple of big plays early would be huge. Their coach said they haven't seen an offense that even remotely resembles what you guys do. So maybe if they've got a little bit of a feeling out process, that can lend itself to a couple of big plays early, and getting out to a good start would be huge tonight.
Well, that'll be important, but we're ready to grind it out either way. I mean, we talk to the kids about that all the time. This is probably the time of year where you're not going to get a ton of huge plays, so you're just going to have to be content with some 4- and 5-yarders. But boy, if we could get some big ones, we'd take that.
Jeff Kelly and I were talking on the broadcast last week. Mike was out of town. He'll be back tonight for the big game. But on a night where you did so many things well, we both thought maybe kick return coverage could have been something that you guys were going to get to work on this week. You gave up some yards in the kick return game, I thought.
Yeah, but, I think I mentioned to everybody, their kick return game, I thought that was the strength of their football team. I really did. I know that sounds goofy, but they've hurt everybody. That was, I thought, their strength. And I thought, with the exception of a couple breakdowns, we did okay there, too.
And we'll get you out of here on this one, wrapping up with Scottsbluff head football coach Joe Benson ahead of kickoff here at home tonight against Omaha Roncalli, a couple of unfamiliar foes getting ready for a showdown here in round 2 of Class B. Coach, our key to the game brought to you by Team Auto Center. You get a lifetime warranty with every new vehicle purchase at Team Auto. Coach, what's it take to win another home playoff game and move to the state semifinals?
Well, we need to win special teams for sure. We need to control at least Rogers a little bit, and offensively we just need to keep doing what we're doing, control the ball and finish drives.
There you have it from Scottsbluff head man Joe Benson. Kickoff approaching here on KNEB. Coach, as always, appreciate the time. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you, Chris.
And we'll come back with more right after this on the pregame show on KNEB.
Monument Mall has been a huge part of the commercial retail market that has served the Scottsbluff Gearing area for well over 2 decades. Many have the misconception that leasing or renting a retail commercial space at Monument Mall is not affordable. On the contrary, our retail spaces have never been more affordable than now. Often having several spaces to choose from for rental or lease options, we have kiosks and retail merchandising units available for your needs to help your business thrive. So don't hesitate. Feel free to give us a call. For more information, please contact Krista Pelster, our property manager, at 308-632-6000.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Visit the Experts at Paul Reed Construction, your authorized Big Green Egg dealer.
Coverage of today's playoff game is brought to you in part by E&H. E&H is cheering on the Bobcats. Let E&H Public Accountants take care of your business. Hydrotex, your lubrication solutions partner. And by The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing. Under the direction of head coach Joe Benson, the Scottsbluff Bearcats have been in the zone. Shane and the gang at The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing wish the Cats good luck in the finals.
Another quick timeout. We'll have Class B Round 2 football right after this on KNEB.
The kids need to run off some energy after school or too cold to play outside? Bring them to Planet Bounce at the Monument Mall. With many bounce houses, a concession stand, and the largest redemption arcade around, Planet Bounce has hours of fun. Call today to schedule your birthday party, or ask Ron about renting a bounce house for your party, office party, or corporate event. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Planet Bounce Family Fun Center at the Monument Mall. Coverage of today's playoff game is brought to you in part by Bluff Sanitary Supply for all your cleaning and janitorial needs downtown Scottsbluff. Hon Nelson Real Estate. Let the real estate experts at Hon Nelson Real Estate help you find your home. 633-3333. And by Regional West Physicians Clinic Urgent Care. Convenient, immediate, and compassionate walk-in health care. Open 7 days a week. Urgent Care, located on Avenue B.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. so you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
425 degrees. Dan Marshall and his crew always do a great job. Papa Murphy's in Scottsbluff. We'll get you starting lineups as these offensive and defensive units hit the field. Scottsbluff won the toss. They deferred. The number 2 seed in Class B will kick it away to Roncalli, the Crimson Pride. And one of their deep men is their superstar, Alex Rogers. There's number 5 on the jersey, 6'1", 185. Dual threat on offense. Going to be their starting middle linebacker. And we'll see if Scottsbluff tries to keep the ball out of his hands here on the opening kickoff tonight. Sure glad to have you along. I know there's a big watch party at Omaha Roncalli High School tonight. Thanks to you folks for tuning in to KNEB.TV. Big thanks to all our local listeners on 101.7 The Trail. A low line drive kick, hits an up back, ball is loose. Wow. Roncalli, it looks like, might have fallen on it. That was a live football, and Roncalli able to fall on it. Already wild action here early, Mike.
Yeah, that one took a weird hop after it hit the frontline player there for Roncalli, and it was a little difficult to get on. Bearcats hustled down and made it interesting, but Crimson Pride will keep the ball and get their offensive drive started.
Led by quarterback Jack Dotzler, 5'10", 165, a junior. They'll come out with 2 receivers to the left, Rogers in the backfield, and 2 to the right. They are going to run option. Now they're going to throw the football wide open down the middle of the field across midfield. On the catch is Shane Orr, 5'11", 175 junior. Orr had 499 yards receiving coming into action tonight. Was not listed as a starter on the depth chart that got sent over. And now we've got an injured Bearcat. That's Paris Magdaleno down at the Scottsbluff 42-yard line. So they hit the big pass play across midfield. Line of scrimmage was the 27-yard line, so a 26-yard gain to Orr, and Magdaleno's down. James Buck, the head trainer for Scottsbluff, out to check out Paris. They'll get him to his feet, and Jacob Krull was quick to come off the sideline, and it's amazing that you can have that type of talent coming off your bench on both sides of the football. If you need to replace a guy, you can go to a Jacob Krull. Paris limping to the near side, so Krull will replace him here left corner. They showed option, Mike, and pulled back and had a wide open receiver running down the seam.
Oh yeah, they had twins each side that time. We came up to stop the option, and man, nobody there on that receiver. Nice design play by the Roncalli staff.
They look to throw it again, low and behind the intended receiver, an incompletion from Jack Dotzler. Starting offensive line, Matt Phillips, 6'1", 220, a senior. Nolan Gorsica, 6'5", 250, a sophomore. The centers, Braden Lemon, a senior, 6 feet tall, 245. Pair of juniors at the opposite guard and tackle spots. Christian Anderson, 6 feet, 240, and Jeff Needham, 6'2", 240. We'll set those receivers for you in just a moment. Second down and 10. Dotzler shows option, going to pitch it to Rogers. Rogers trying to get the corner. He does. Looks like he's inside the Scottsbluff 40. They'll mark him at the 41, so a gain of 6, and that'll make it 3rd down and 4. Their receivers, Justin Niederle, Ryan Fanolio, Ethan Ortner, TJ Hamilton, one of the captains out there earlier, and Shane Orr. Again, Alex Rogers, their outstanding running back, and now Garrett Nelson, the Husker commit for Scottsbluff. Garrett Nelson is being tended to on the far side. Give us an opportunity here as Roncalli and now James Buck checking out Garrett Nelson. All of a sudden he's on his feet. It's that right shoulder, and he'll come to the near sideline. Garrett Nelson, Terrence Mokiak, a 5'11", 225-pound junior. Nick Mogg opposite Nelson. And now it's Hegum and Mogg, a pair of sophomores. As Hegum comes on to replace Garrett, so a pair of sophomores on the edges. Linebacking core, Jack Darnell, Jeremiah Delzer, Luke Rohr, and Josiah Diolis. On the corners, Chris Busby, Paris Magdaleno started, now Jacob Krull, and deep Keegan Reifschneider and Cameron Geary. A big third down here early. Dotzler going to swing one out into the flat. That's Rogers. He's got the corner. Cut back. Rogers at the 20. He steps out of an ankle tackle of Keegan Reifschneider. And Alex Rogers on the swing pass goes 41 yards to the end zone. And Omaha Roncalli is on the board here in the opening minute of action tonight. 11:21 to play as Dotzler connects with Rogers on the swing pass, covers 41 yards, and as advertised, Alex Rogers for Omaha Roncalli, an early 6-0 lead for the Crimson Pride. Rogers will hold, and the PAT attempt now for Andrew McCoy splits the uprights. Less than a minute in tonight. It's a 7-0 lead for Roncalli on the West Coast scoreboard.
Well, what are you waiting for? A 6-year limited powertrain warranty? Savings on performance-matched implements? 0% APR financing for up to 5 years? Head down to your local Kubota dealer before September 30th and take advantage of this incredible offer on the BX Series, America's best-selling subcompact tractor. Kubota, this is what we do.
Come into Sandberg Implement, your local Kubota dealer.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
Coverage of today's playoff game is brought to you in part by Great Western Bank, making life great, at 2001 Broadway, Suite 1 in Scottsbluff. Find out more at greatwesternbank.com. And by Shelter Insurance Agent Travis Hawk. Shelter Insurance Agent Travis Hawk is a proud sponsor of this Bearcat game. For a free insurance review, contact Shelter Agent Travis Hawk today.
Trowell and Mike Holly. Omaha Roncalli scores on their opening drive of the night, just 39 seconds into this one, and they lead Scottsbluff 7-0. Keegan Reifschneider fumbles the kick return, and Omaha Roncalli celebrates a fumble recovery. Reifschneider on the kick return, and he loses the ball at around the 21 or 22-yard line. Roncalli falls on it, and Scottsbluff with an early turnover, and that's after Roncalli had built some momentum with an opening drive touchdown. So this Scottsbluff defense really going to have to buckle down now as they've got their backs against the wall. Already out for their second defensive drive of the night before the offense has snapped the football. Dotzler will line up in the pistol. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Looking right, takes to the air. He's got a man open by about a step on Jacob Krull. Really coverage solid that time, and the pass is intended for Shane Orr, an overthrow. Garrett Nelson sat that play out, so he'd missed 2 plays. Evan Hegum comes to the sideline, and Nelson now back into the lineup for Scottsbluff. Gave you the starters for both these units earlier. Starting lineups brought to you by Western Nebraska Community College. Fall class is, of course, underway. You can always learn more at wncc.edu. Dotzler's going to throw it. Touchdown pass down the right side. They showed option right. Everybody sucked up from the secondary, and 25 yards later, it's Dotzler to Shane Orr. And less than a minute into tonight's game, it is 13-0 Omaha Roncalli. As we all catch our collective breath here from the early onslaught. From the Crimson Pride, this score comes with 11:02 to play in the first quarter. That kick from McCoy up and good. 11:02 to play in the first quarter. 14-0 Roncalli on the West Coast scoreboard.
At TC & More, the Christmas decorations are up and fall decor is 30% off. We invite you to begin your Christmas shopping with us, as you can find more of everything at TC & More. Please mark your calendars for our annual holiday open house with store-wide sales. This event is coming up on Thursday, November 1st and continuing through Saturday, November 3rd. Come enjoy some hors d'oeuvres, register for door prizes, and receive free gift wrapping. Located at 1621 Broadway. Gifts for everyone at TC & More in beautiful downtown Scottsbluff.
Coverage of today's playoff game is brought to you in part by E&H. E&H is cheering on the Bobcats. Let E&H Public Accountants take care of your business. Hydrotex, your lubrication solutions partner. And by The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing. Under the direction of head coach Joe Benson, the Scottsbluff Bearcats have been in the zone. Shane and the gang at The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing wish the Cats good luck in the finals.
A stunned home crowd here at Bearcat Stadium tonight. 11:02 as the Roncalli kickoff sails into the end zone for a touchback. And Scottsbluff's first offensive snap of the game tonight will come as they trail 14-0 with still less than a minute played in this first quarter. Dotzler to Rogers, 41 yards after a Reifschneider fumble on a kick return. Dotzler to Orr covering 25 yards, and it's 14-0. Both PATs good. Omaha Roncalli, the long trip out, never played a football game west of York, and Coach Cassing 6 years on staff. Design quarterback keep on the run. Sebastian Harsh gang tackled. Push back to the 20. They'll mark the football at the 21-yard line. A pickup of 1 for Sebastian Harsh, the junior quarterback, 6'3", 220. Last week he ran for 170 yards and 3 touchdowns, all in the first half. A 2nd down and 9 as the Cats come over the football. Kyler Counts, Terrence Mokiak, Brandon Larson, Creighton Dyke, Nathan Harms, and also Joe McLeod going to see work on the O-line here tonight. The handoff goes to the dynamic Chris Busby. Busby, the senior, horse in the backfield for Scottsbluff, tackled shy of the 25. That'll be a gain of 3 to the 24-yard line. And Scottsbluff facing an early 3rd down and 6 now. And Reifschneider will check in offensively for the first time tonight as Jacob Krull comes to the near sideline. Busby 5'10", 175. Tight ends are Jack Darnell and Jeremiah Delzer. Mentioned Krull out. Reifschneider, the big play wide receiver, into the game. He averages 23 yards a catch. He scored 6 times in the passing game. He's in motion to the near side. Play action on the out route, and the pass is complete to Reifschneider, who runs through Justin Niederle, and that'll be the initial first down of the night for Scottsbluff. Line of scrimmage was the 24, a pickup of 16 out to the 40, and that'll move the chains, and Scottsbluff now starting to find a little bit of momentum here on that home sideline. Down 14-0 early to Roncalli. Rogers a touchdown catch, or a touchdown catch. Double tight set, strong side to the right. We've got a flag down. They'll blow the play dead. And that'll be a encroachment, 5-yard walk-off against the Crimson Pride. That'll be a 1st down and 5 situation right now for the 2nd-seeded Scottsbluff Bearcats, and they trail on their home field 14-0, their biggest deficit of the season right now. Sebastian Harsh, the big quarterback, waits in the shotgun. He'll put it in the belly of Chris Busby. Busby loose to the 2nd level across midfield, tackled at the Roncalli 48, a pickup of 8 for Busby.
Good blocking up front that time. Chris did a nice job getting through the hole, making a cutback, and that's what the Bearcats need to do. Just keep grinding it out, get some yards that are positive, and keep those chains moving.
1st and 10, high snap. Harsh on the quarterback keep, going to run through Rogers, the linebacker, and Harsh falls forward to the 41-yard line, a gain of 6, and that'll set up 2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard run from big junior quarterback Sebastian Harsh on the season. He has thrown for 852 yards, 8-4 TD-INT ratio. He's rushed for 711, 8 yards a carry, and 16 touchdowns. Busby to his left. He's got just under 1,300 yards on the year. Play action, Harsh under some pressure. Harsh, he's going to go down. Back at around the 49-yard line. That'll move Scottsbluff back behind the original line of scrimmage on this set of downs, and it'll make it 3rd and 11 now for the Bearcats. Bunch of bodies, O-linemen, oncoming defenders, and Harsh swallowed up for a sack. A loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down and 11 to the near side. Busby in the slot, Reifschneider wide. Cruel to the right. Diolis in the backfield to the right of Harsh in the shotgun between the hash marks. He's got the snap. They set up the middle screen, and Diolis is loose. This can be a first down for Scottsbluff to the Roncalli 35-yard line. A gain of 14 yards when they needed 11. We saw the Diolis get involved in the passing game last week, and that is his 2nd catch on the season. He's shown good hands throughout his young career.
Nice play call by Coach Hall in that situation. Good little middle screen, well executed by the Bearcat offense.
You know the pressure's coming. That alleviates some of that heat. The design dump off over the middle. Cruel in motion. Design cutback run for Chris Busby. Busby loose to the 2nd level. Busby tripped up inside the 25-yard line. He'll be marked down at the 22. A gain of 13 for Chris Busby. You've got an injured Bearcat at the 40-yard line. Slow to get to his feet is Joe McLeod. And McLeod now going to fall down around the 38-yard line. James Buck will head out to check on Joe McLeod. Terrence Mokiak was set to come in to replace him. So an injury timeout it's kind of reset things for you. Opening drive of the night didn't last very long as Jack Dotzler connected with Alex Rogers for a 41-yard touchdown pass. Less than a minute in, and Keegan Reifschneider then fumbled the kick return. Dotzler connected with Orr from 25 yards out. And with less than a minute to play, it was 14-0. Omaha Roncalli now down to 7 minutes and 38 seconds to play in this first quarter. It's 14-0 Crimson Pride on top of the Bearcats here. First quarter action tonight from Bearcat Stadium. Chris Cottrell and Mike Hawley with you. Sure glad to have you watching on KNEB.TV, listening on 101.7 The Trail, and you can always access our archived high school sports broadcasts at KNEB.com. They're on our podcast page, brought to you by First State Bank of Scottsbluff and Gehring. Didn't see what happened to Joe McLeod, but he's definitely gimpy coming off to the near sideline. Terrence Mokiak on to replace him. Defensively for Roncalli. Up front, Robert Dorn, Andy Bosson, Isaiah Wheeler, Easton Lemon, and TJ Hamilton. So we get set for this 1st and 10 play from the left hash mark. Line of scrimmage at the 22 of Roncalli for Scottsbluff. They move Reifschneider from right wing back now as the receiver to the left. Snap to Harsh. They're going to throw the football. Harsh fires it. Did not see TJ Hamilton, and Hamilton got a big left hand on that pass that was intended for Jack Darnell. Falls harmlessly to the turf, and that'll make it 2nd down and 10.
Well read by the defender that time, sliding underneath and a little dangerous.
Coach Cassing of Roncalli said they've not seen an offense like this or remotely close all year long, and they have been difficult to prepare for this week. 14-0, his Crimson Pride with the lead. There's that design cutback run for Chris Busby. Loose, tackled at the 10. He'll fall forward to around the 9-yard line, maybe given the 8. Line of scrimmage was the 22, a pickup of 14 and another chain mover for this potent Scottsbluff offensive attack that averages now over 300 yards per game rushing. Under 90 now throwing the football, but there was a long stretch of games throughout the regular season that the starters came out early and they never really had to throw it. 1st and goal for Scottsbluff. Design, quarterback run, Sebastian Harsh fumbles the football. It's picked up by Alex Rogers, is at the 30. He's at midfield, 40, 30. Cruel gives chase, won't catch him. Rogers to the end zone, and Omaha Roncalli has gone up on a 90-yard fumble return for a touchdown from Alec Rogers. Ball security has been a major issue so far tonight for this Scottsbluff team. A Reifschneider fumble on a kick return. Now Sebastian Harsh loses one on the quarterback run game. And Rogers, Johnny on the spot. And credit Rogers, rather than fall on it, on the road, the underdog trying to make a play. He scooped and scored 90 yards for Rogers on the fumble return touchdown. Unbelievable start to this ball game tonight. It is quiet at Bearcat Stadium, and it's now 21-0. Omaha Roncalli leads Scottsbluff on the West Coast scoreboard.
The leaves are turning and the temperatures are cooling, so it's time to come harvest the deals at the Viera Wireless Fall Savings Sale. Right now, get your family high-speed, truly unlimited mobile data for just $35 per line with 4 lines. Prices have never been lower for unlimited data. Plus, trade in your current phone and get up to $500 off the latest iPhone and Samsung models. Those are incredible savings on the most popular and advanced smartphones. Don't miss out on our fall savings sale. Hurry into Viero today.
Scottsbluff's Jeremiah Delzer drops the kickoff, picks it back up. Scottsbluff holds on to the football just across the 20. My colleague Scottsbluff has got to put the pieces back together. They're in a big-time hole right now.
They need to relax and play and take care of the football. If they do that, they showed they can move the ball up and down the field. That's pretty much crucial right now, the way we've let them get out to that 21-0 lead. Got to put a drive together. Ball control will keep the ball away from that Roncalli offense. Just need to get a drive together, go down and score, and then hopefully defensively you figure out a way to stop that option look with the pass. And if you can do that, you can get back in the game. If you keep turning the ball over, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, already 2 crucial turnovers here, and we're yet to get to the halfway point of this opening quarter, but that also means long way to go here tonight. Should have a flag, we do. That'll be a face mask called against TJ Hamilton on the tackle of Jacob Krull running near side off that wingback spot. See where they marked the football. Looks like it was going to go for a loss of 1 on the carry, but the penalty will save Scottsbluff on that play. TJ Hamilton, a 6 foot, 165-pound junior, playing up around the line of scrimmage, and he's been active already tonight. Around the football, knocked down a harsh pass earlier, as Roncalli has scored twice on offense, 2 for 2 on offense scoring the football, and a Rogers fumble return for a touchdown off the harsh giveaway. 21-0 Omaha Roncalli. Handoff goes to Chris Busby. Busby to the second level. Hamilton lays a big stick on Busby, knocks him to the ground, but a big gainer. Line of scrimmage was the 27. And Chris Busby makes it a 10-yard carry to the 37-yard line. And you touched on it. Just move the chains, possess the football, and get back to what you do best.
Yeah, you can't panic yet, even though you feel like it. But no, do what you do. Ball control, take care of the football. 1st and
10, handoff goes to Chris Busby. Busby across the 40, out to the 43-yard line for a pickup of 6 on first down. 5 minutes and 45 seconds to play here in the first quarter. A 21-0 lead for Omaha Roncalli. Couple of touchdown passes, a fumble return for a score. James Buck down with Joe McLeod on the near side bench. Head coach Joe Benson just circled back to check on his injured player. 2nd down and 4. They shift on the offensive side. Handoff's going to come near side Busby. Busby across midfield, tackled at the 46-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards for Chris Busby. And Scottsbluff really starting to grind out not the 1 or 2 or 3 yard carries, but we're looking at 6, 7, 8, and up over 10 yards on some of these runs right now.
Chris has 4 carries of over 10 yards. Right now he's got 65 yards on 7 carries.
1st and 10 for the Cats. We come up on the 5-minute to play mark here in the first quarter. Roncalli leads 21-0. Ball left hash mark. In motion is Reifschneider. Reifschneider, they fake the handoff. They're going to go deep. Reifschneider's got his man beat. He's going to be in the end zone. Touchdown for Scottsbluff. A 45-yard strike on the long ball. Now they're going to talk about it down around the goal line. Are they going to say he stepped out with that left foot? It was close. Or are they going to give him the score? Touchdown is the official signal, and Scottsbluff is on the board for the first time tonight as Harsh hits Reifschneider on a 45-yard TD pass. Now 4 minutes and 45 seconds to play. A little bit of a deep breath, my colleague.
A little bit of a deep breath, but now you got to face their offense again, so you hopefully have it figured out, and you're able to slow them down a little bit. They've kind of moved the ball at will so far on the Bearcats, so that needs to change.
Caleb Walker's PAT is up and good. 4:45 to play, opening quarter. A lot of points so far. 21-7 Roncalli on the West Coast scoreboard.
Have you heard the exciting news? Western Nebraska Regional Airport will be offering flights with United Airlines operated by SkyWest beginning January 30th, 2018. What's even better? You'll get to earn and use your United points. Reservations with United are now available. Plus, all United miles can be earned and redeemed with all flights. While you're at Western Nebraska Regional Airport, grab a bite to eat at the Flight Deck restaurant. Plus, Hearst Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. So make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Sportsmanship is not just for players, it's also for parents. Parents, thank you for supporting our teams and teaching us to be good leaders.
Cheer for your team to win, not for your opponent to lose.
Sportsmanship is not just the responsibility of those participating, it's everyone's. So parents, please be kind, be humble, and be supportive of those players.
And the quality of the game is greatly affected by the way your community, your team, and yourself presents itself.
Chris Cottrell, my colleague, with you tonight from Bearcat Stadium in Scottsbluff. Cats on the board for the first time. It's Roncalli leading 21-7. Short, high, little pooch kick down, and Roncalli fields with Ethan Ortner, and they're going to have the football just across the 30-yard line. Looks like they'll mark this thing at the 31. So what does Scottsbluff have to do defensively right now, Mike? It's been a minute since they've been on the field. We'll see what sort of adjustments they've been able to make.
They need to find a way to get some pressure off the edge to take that option responsibility on the quarterback so that he doesn't get to stand there and throw. But your guys here, like we've got Harsh out on the slot right now and Cruel, so it looks like Harsh is going to take the responsibility, and we've got a safety moved over to take pass responsibility.
Out of the pistol, Dotzler waits on the snap. Inside give was going to go to Rogers. And before the snap, a flag flies, and this could be a delay of game maybe. Maybe too many on the field. I think they threw the flag thinking Scottsbluff had 12 on the field. Everybody started counting the defenders, realized that they had the right number, so a mistake on the officials' part. They blew the play dead, and now just basically a mulligan. We'll replay this first down. 1st and 10, Dotzler in the pistol. 2 receivers to each side. Lone back is Alex Rogers. Handoff goes to Rogers. Rogers sidesteps a couple of defenders, eventually brought down by Luke Rohr. Also there defensively, Jack Darnell. Short gain for Rogers of 2, and it'll make it 2nd down and 8 for Omaha Roncalli. 4 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the opening quarter here tonight. (21-7). Roncalli with the lead and the football. Dotzler, slant route. He's got a wide open receiver, and that's going to be a touchdown for Justin Niederle. 10-5. He's across the goal line. That covers 67 yards, and right now this Roncalli offense has Scottsbluff's defensive unit, their head collectively spinning right now. 4:02 to play. 67 yards as Dotzler hit the quick slant to Niederle. 67 yards later, a 2-play drive, and Roncalli is on fire right now offensively. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, all via the passing game.
Yeah, they're executing. They're running good routes. Dotzler's throwing the ball well.
And McCoy now 4 for 4 on PATs. We'll keep it right here for the moment. Reset where we're at. 4:02 to play and still the opening quarter here tonight. Coaches for Scottsbluff doing a lot of looking around at one another, conversating down on the sideline as they try and get this figured out. 28-7 Roncalli. Dotzler to Rogers, 41 yards in the opening minute. Dotzler to Orr, 25 yards in the opening minute. Rogers with 6:43 to play picked up a harsh fumble and rumbled 90 yards. Rumble's the wrong word. He sprinted 90 yards with great speed, 21-0.
Yeah, he looked like he'd been there before in that kind of deal.
Scottsbluff then finally able to get something going. Harsh hit Reimschneider for a 45-yard touchdown to make it 21-7 Roncalli, but they get the ball back. 2 plays later, Dotzler to Niederle. Quick slant off the left side on that route. And boy, no one caught Niederle. 67-yard touchdown, PAT, and it's 28-7 with Roncalli leading by 3 touchdowns here at Bearcat Stadium. Still a long ways to go tonight with 4:02 to play in the opening quarter. McCoy's kick is going to come up short of the goal line. Chance for a big play maybe in the return game. And Jacob Krull tripped up at around the 15. He falls forward out to around there, around the 17, and falls forward to around the 21-yard line. Second straight possession for Scottsbluff that'll start at their own 21-yard line. I say there's a long ways to go, but so far, I mean, at some point you got to stop somebody.
Well, when you don't stop them, it puts the pressure on the offense to score every time. And, you know, a couple series ago, you know, when we're only down 7 or down 14, you know, you keep going. But if you keep giving up the plays on defense, that puts a lot more pressure on your offense.
Handoff goes to Chris Busby. Hard run inside the tackles. Busby across the 30, out to the 35. Give him 15 on the carry to the 36-yard line. Chris Busby is doing his job so far tonight. That's 5 runs now, I believe, over 10 yards.
Yeah, 8 carries for 80 yards total. He's averaging 10.
Earlier on KDB this afternoon, we had the radio broadcast with Jeff Kelly as Minutair beat Hyannis 58-18, I believe, that final. Hay Springs won earlier, so it'll be Minutair at Hay Springs in the 6-man state semis next week. Krull in motion. They are going to hand it off to Busby. Comes back this direction. Busby steps out of a tackle on his feet across midfield, and he'll be tackled at around the 35-yard line.
Impressive block by Delzer that time. He laid Rogers out pretty good on the sideline, and I think Rogers was expecting kind of a clip call, but I do believe Delzer had his head in front, made a nice block. That sprung Busby for that extra 10 yards at the end.
30-yard carry for Chris Busby. Over 100 yards now in the opening quarter for Chris Busby. No surprise that Chris is churning out the big numbers already here tonight. 2 of the best players in the entire state of Nebraska with Chris Busby and Alex Rogers on the field. As far as the running backs are concerned, 1st and 10 Scottsbluff. Ball left hash. Handoff goes to Jacob Krull. Krull met by Rogers right in the hole after a gain of about 2 yards to the 31. That'll make it 2nd down and 8. We've had a lot of fireworks here in the opening quarter. 4 scores already for Roncalli. Scottsbluff has the 1 touchdown on the pass play from Harsh to Reifschneider. And it's 2nd and 8 for Scottsbluff. Violas the up back. Harsh in the shotgun to his left, Busby. Reifschneider, receiver to the right. Double tight set, Reifschneider in motion. Play action. They've got Reifschneider open down the middle. That pass is tipped and falls incomplete. Good job by the defensive back, Niederle. Almost like he baited the quarterback into making the throw, and then he undercut the route and deflects the ball away.
Yeah, that might have been a little too much air. I think Sebastian might have thought he had him more open than he really did, and he let that thing kind of hang, and the defender did a great job of closing back to the receiver, and darn near picked it off.
I think he just needed to throw the ball sooner.
Reifschneider
had him beat early.
Throw it sooner and go ahead and lead him and make him run to it.
3rd down and 8. Another big play here for this Bearcat offense and the Crimson Pride D. Hand off to Busby. Busby should have enough for the first down as he lowers his shoulder. Did he get there? He's across the 25. It looks like he's going to be about a yard shy. Needed 8, got 7. It'll be 4th down and 1 now for Scottsbluff. Of course, the hard count always comes into play right here, Mike. We've seen it less this year than in years past, but a pretty unfamiliar opponent for Scottsbluff. We'll see if they can get them on the hard count here. 4th and 1.
And then it'll be interesting if they don't jump. Do you call timeout, or do you go ahead and go with a really long snap count? Nope,
they bypass all of it. They just leave it in the hands of the big quarterback who protects the football as Harsh is inside the Roncalli 20-yard line. They'll mark him at the 17, a gain of 7 for Sebastian Harsh. A big 4th down conversion for Scottsbluff. Minute and 40 seconds to play as they wind the clock. Scottsbluff to the line of scrimmage. Ball just inside the right hash mark. Roncalli with the lead, 28-7 here in the opening quarter. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. Snap back to Harsh. They're going to take to the air once again. Harsh under pressure, steps up, spins out of a tackle. He'll be brought down at around the 11-yard line, a gain of 7 for Sebastian Harsh. As that pocket collapsed quickly. Good job by Harsh to step up and get 7. And maybe most importantly, the last 2 times he's carried the football, you could tell the concerted effort to protect it.
2 hands on it as he's being hit. Yeah, he's not letting it hang out there.
So the gain of 7 makes it 2nd down and 3. Again, just inside the left hash. Scottsbluff with it at the 11-yard line. 2nd down. Harsh fires. This pass caught. Touchdown. 2nd of the night for Keegan Reifschneider on the out route. An 11-yard strike. Harsh to Reifschneider. 38 seconds to play. Still here in the opening quarter. $11-yard touchdown pass. As Scottsbluff, with the pressure on this offense to put one in the end zone, they get the job done. Caleb Walker's kick splits the uprights. It's 28-14, and we'll keep it right here. First quarter action, 28-14 lead for Omaha Roncalli Catholic. Long bus trip out. They stayed in Sydney last night after practicing in Kearney. They were here at the field early today, late afternoon, with a walkthrough. I believe they stopped at Chimney Rock to stretch their legs, take in some sights along the way. And they are playing solid football, but credit Scottsbluff as the offense gets the job done. A 79-yard scoring drive that's capped by a Harsh to Reifschneider 11-yard touchdown pass. Caleb Walker now 2 for 2 with the PATs, and Scottsbluff now back down by 2 scores. 28-14 with 38 seconds to play in this first quarter. Rogers back deep. Can't tell the number. Might be Niederle back there as well. Escamilla. Low line drive kick, and that ball's going to go out of bounds on the far side, so that'll have a yellow flag dropped on it. And Roncalli, with the dangerous return game, takes the deep kick out of play from Scottsbluff. And Roncalli will accept the penalty, and they'll start with it 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. 38 seconds to play here in the opening quarter at Bearcat Stadium. Glad to have you watching on KNEB.TV, listening on 101.7 The Trail, and online if you're with us on the World Wide Web at KNEB.com. We appreciate that also. So far, Roncalli scored touchdowns on their first 3 drives of the night. They show that run pass option look with Dotzler, and he runs it out across the 40, a gain of 6. Those RPOs, Mike, they're really the offensive look du jour right now in the game of football. You get a quarterback with that option look. He can pull it, he can pitch it, he can throw it.
It puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Sure does. And we've not really seen that look. Scottsbluff has not really seen that much from an opponent so far this year. Gain of 6 for Dotzler.
It trips to the left side this time and a single receiver here to the right. So we'll see if the quarter runs out, Chris.
And we have finally reached the end of the first quarter. Roncalli leading Scottsbluff 28-14. We're back with the second quarter right after this on KNEB.
What if we all came together for one day to give? Oregon Trail Community Foundation is excited to announce Wyobraska Gives. From midnight to midnight on Tuesday, November 13th, join us with over 100 nonprofits from around the community. We're bringing the region together as one, raising money and awareness for our local nonprofits during the 24-hour online giving challenge. To learn more, visit wyobraskagives.org. Every single act of generosity counts. One effort, one community. Wyobraska Gives.
My big secret for designing a quality kitchen on a budget is J&K Cabinetry. They have all the great standard features that my clients love. Solid wood doors and frames, soft close doors and drawers, dovetail joinery. The quality is amazing. J&K Cabinetry has 17 beautiful locations, sells directly to designers, contractors, and dealers, and provides plenty of options for a semi-custom look. But the most important thing is having a satisfied client and just seeing how much they love their kitchen. J&K Cabinetry, a new kitchen around you.
ZM Lumber in Scottsbluff, your local headquarters for J&K Cabinetry.
Loft one out to the left side where they had a trips formation. That's Niederle on the catch. They needed 4, they got 5. 5-yard completion from Dotzler to Niederle. And Roncalli's offense stays in high gear. Everybody's got the play card on the wrist. The wristband look, they check it, they get to the line of scrimmage. Dotzler, the quarterback, a junior, coming into action tonight. 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and he's thrown 3 more TDs in this one. They're going to throw it out to Niederle again. Niederle is met by Jacob Krull far side, but a nice gain of 8 on first down. Now into Bearcat territory at Scottsbluff's 46-yard line. Gain of 8, Dotzler to Niederle. 2nd and 2 upcoming now for Omaha Roncalli. Ball right hash mark.
That was a really nice job by Niederle adjusting to the ball. It was thrown a little bit behind him. He was kind of twisted around, but did a great job of getting his body shifted around and catching that.
Speaking of nice job, Dotzler makes a couple of defenders miss. Garrett Nelson takes out the far side official on the sideline, but Dotzler, the nice run, he got away from pressure in the backfield, and now it looks like they're trying to go tempo, get to the line of scrimmage quickly. Line of scrimmage on the prior play was the 45, and Dotzler runs it down to the 33, a gain of 12 on that run from Dotzler. 1st and 10. 2 receivers to the short side, 2 to the wide side. Rogers behind Dotzler in the pistol. Scottsbluff showing pressure. Dotzler under pressure, rolls to his left. He's going to loft one down towards the end zone. Ball incomplete at the 2-yard line. The intended receiver was Ryan Fenolio, a 6'1", 195-pound junior tight end. And that'll make it 2nd down and 10 on the incompletion from Dotzler.
I think that's the first time we've got to Dotzler on a pass play there. Mokiak and Nelson both at least got to him and made contact right as he threw it, but still a step late. Dotzler did a good job of getting that off. Everything else has been real quick passes.
2nd and 10 for Roncalli. They lead by 2 touchdowns. Dotzler. He's got Rogers. Open. First down. Rogers levels Keegan Reifschneider with the left shoulder. And that's a first down inside the Scottsbluff 20-yard line. Another red zone trip. Line of scrimmage, the 33. They're going to mark the football at the 17-yard line. A pickup of 16. Boy, that is just tough to defend. It looks like run. It looks like run. Rogers wide open on the right side. Ball right hash. Dotzler in the pistol. Behind him, Rogers. They show blitz up the middle. Heat comes. Dotzler steps up. Now he's going to scramble out to his left. Nowhere to go. Comes back to his right. Flips it to Rogers. Rogers tackled by Cameron Gary, and that could have been a touchdown-saving tackle by the Scottsbluff safety. A pickup of 5 on first down. All of that. Dotzler in plenty of trouble still. Boy, he kind of reminds you of Cam Berry and McCook, the way he kind of slides and moves and gives you that kind of slight step to one direction or the other. Good-looking player, Dotzler. Hand off to Rogers. Nothing doing there. First man to arrive defensively, Jack Darnell. Rogers might have picked up 1 to the 11. That'll make it 3rd down and 4. So a key situation here at 3rd down and 4. Trips out to the left. It'll be Rogers in the backfield with Dotzler, the quarterback. Lone receiver out to the right side. 3rd down and 4 yards to go for Omaha Roncalli. Dotzler, pump fake, and they've got Fenolio for a touchdown back of the end zone. Paris Magdaleno took a step on the pump fake up. Fenolio got behind him, and the scoring barrage continues here for Omaha Roncalli. 17-yard touchdown pass with 9:58 to play in the first half. The play action fake. Got Scottsbluff, and now McCoy makes it 35-14. 17 yards on the touchdown. They are 4 for 4 offensively with drives and touchdowns, and this is this Scottsbluff defense right now, Mike. They just look thoroughly confused as to where the football's going.
Yeah, we haven't faced a serious passing team for a little while, but you know, we still should be able to defend it because you work on it throughout the year. You know, yeah, if we'd have played Northwest last week and then came into this week, we'd probably be more prepared. But last few games we played seems like running game, and I don't know.
Tell you what, Rogers, deservedly so, came in with all the headlines, but this Dotzler kid is looking outstanding.
Well, you got to give credit to Roncalli. They are executing their game plan, and Coach Cassing at the pregame interview, he wasn't kidding you when he said we're going to air it out, and they are doing a very good job of it too. They're good scheme, running good routes. Dotzler has time. He's also able to escape the rush a little bit, and he's putting the ball on the money.
He is, and he's also got a great outlet to dump it to in Rogers when he's under some pressure. High kickoff, going to come to Cruel. Cruel bobbles it, drops it, picks it up at the 11, and Cruel slides down, and Scottsbluff will be shy of the 20-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and 10. It appears the line of scrimmage is going to be the football's at the 15. The far side official has it at the 16. And they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. 9:52 to play here in the first half. Jacob Cruel comes near side. Reifschneider will split out wide right. The good for Scottsbluff, and now I believe they left the huddle with too many men.
Yep, illegal substitution.
Discombobulated right now all over the place. Fumbling kickoffs, fumbling rushing plays inside the 10. They've fumbled one kickoff and given it away. They've also just clean dropped 2 kickoffs. We haven't seen this type of flag all season long. Still, 9:52 to play in the first half. Plenty of time to get back into it. But like you said, the pressure's on the Bearcats offense right now. Down by 3 touchdowns. Harsh. They will hand it to Busby, running near side. Hamilton can't make the tackle. Rogers with the stick on the far side. It was 1st and 15, and on the carry, let's see where they mark the football. I'm going to put it at the 19, make it the 18, a gain of 7 for Chris. Well over 100 yards, and now it looks like we've got an injured official reaching down, grabbing his right calf. And the Roncalli trainer will come out to check on the official. They're going to bring him a water bottle, so that makes you think maybe there's a little bit of a cramp issue going on for one of the officials here tonight. It's been fast and furious so far here on the scoreboard. The operator's gotten a workout, and it's been for Roncalli most of the time tonight. They've got 35 points on the board. They lead 35-14. And we do have 9:46 still to play. Long ways to go here, still in this first half. Dotzler to Fenolio on the last possession for Roncalli that covered 17 yards. As Paris Magdaleno got beat, took the bait on the play action. Fenolio got behind him and made the catch in the back of the end zone on another strike, a dime from Jack Dotzler. Their quarterback came in at 61% completion percentage, 237 yards a game passing, and 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. He's thrown 4 touchdowns already tonight.
Looks like the officials are going to switch. The one that's cramping is going to go over to the sideline, and then bringing another one in to be the white hat now. So try to get through the half here and keep the same number of guys. Just hopefully the one that's hurting doesn't have to do as much running this way.
Tell you, that sideline's had a lot of action on it already.
Oh, yeah, you've got to be able to move, or Garrett Nelson will be coming your way. Look out. He took one of them out earlier.
He sure did, right about that same spot. 2nd and 8, handoff comes to Busby. Busby, that should be another face mask, and the flag comes down. Multiple flags. Busby gang tackled at around the 27-yard line. So a gain of 8 on the rushing attempt from Chris Busby, and that'll be the 2nd face mask penalty of the night called against Omaha Roncalli. Nine minutes and 38 seconds to play in the first half. New line of scrimmage with the football resting at the Scottsbluff 32. Scottsbluff's fumbled inside the 10, lost it, and fumbled a kickoff return and lost one. That's allowed Roncalli's offense to have the edge on the scoreboard. Little swing pass out to Jacob Krull, right on the hands. Perfect pass from Sebastian Harsh, but Krull could not hang on. First time we've seen that look in the passing game this year. A little wrinkle there with Krull, but he couldn't make the play, and that'll make it first a 2nd down and 10. I didn't really notice what he had in front of him, but anytime Krull gets his hands on the football in the open field, that's possible danger for a defensive unit.
That's good scheme. You know, you want to get Krull out in space. Just got to execute, get the ball.
Chris Busby comes near side. Ankle tackle that time made by Robert Dorn of Roncalli. I mean, that's a positive play, 3 yards. That almost feels like a win for the defense mentally when they can stop Chris for just a 3-yard carry, but still a positive play. You're in front of the chains. Of course, after the drop, it's 3rd down and 7. So a huge 3rd down. We've said that a couple of times already here in the first half.
Yeah, you're almost in 4-down territory, you know, where you're behind. So
Reifschneider motions from right to left. Play action pass. Harsh gonna roll to his left. That pass is incomplete. Coverage was right there on the far side by Niederle. Reifschneider, the intended receiver, and Scottsbluff, no hesitation, They're going to run the punt unit on. So Roncalli gets a big stop. Alex Rogers will be the deep man here in the punt return game. 8:32 to play. 4th and 7, Scottsbluff. Nose of the football just shy of their own 35-yard line. Boy, that's a tough spot to make a go-for-it decision. You don't want to punt it and give it to them, but if you miss, you're giving it to them in prime real estate. High, spiraling kick. Rogers doesn't call for the fair catch. He's on the return. Tackled by Jacob Krull at the 37-yard line. So Roncalli's potent offensive attack. We do have a flag down here at the Scottsbluff 40. We will check that. Hold the call against Roncalli, so that'll cost them 10 yards. 10 yards from the end of the punt return. 35-14. These schemes that Roncalli has offensively, I mean, I know, bottom line is good schemes, fun to watch.
It is. It's enjoyable to watch from an offensive standpoint. Not when you're a Bearcat fan, because they've been able to get a lot of things going. So we'll see how the Bearcats adjust, and
they need a turnover right now.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of pressure on Dotzler, but they haven't got home. You gotta get home once in a while, and get a hit on him or try to get a sack. He's done a really good job of getting rid of the ball quick.
And Rogers, the security blanket in the backfield. Throw over the middle, Fenolio on the catch. Tackle made by Josiah Diolis, but that's going to move the chains as Dotzler hits his big tight end, Fenolio, for a first down pass out to the 34-yard line. Gain of 12 on the play for Roncalli. Two receivers to the left, make that trips left, single receiver right. Rogers behind Dotzler's in the pistol. Hand off to Rogers. Rogers comes near side on a quick cutback and brought down by Luke Rohr. Gain of 3 for the senior star for Omaha Roncalli, Alex Rogers.
Only 6 rushing attempts for Roncalli to this point in the game, Chris. Everything else has been a pass or, the scoop and score.
In the pistol. 7 minutes, 38 seconds to play. Dotzler takes the snap, looks right. He's going to roll that direction. Reverses course. Josiah Diolis can't bring him down. Now Dotzler. Play is broken down. They're going to lob it to Fenolio down the far sideline. We're going to have a flag thrown. Coverage was there by a couple of different defenders. They're going to get a pass interference here? Or maybe a hold when Fenolio maybe tried to break that route and head down the field. I didn't see it, but it didn't look like there was pass interference when the ball was near on the pass. A lot of explaining going on. They're going to take that flag and put it back in the front pocket. So big incompletion. The pressure came from Diolis. Nick Mogg off. Terrence Mokiak off. Extra defensive backs come into the game. Big third down here, already trailing by three touchdowns, 35-14, 7:26 to play. Let's keep an eye on where Rogers heads when this ball is snapped. It's a money play. You got to think they want to get it to Rogers. Snap to Dotzler. Dotzler. He's got Rogers on the catch, right side. That'll be a first down, tackled by Jeremiah Delzer. A gain out to the 45-yard line. Needed 6. That's the number they got, and it was Rogers out of the backfield. Good play design as Dotzler on the snap looked left to draw the defensive eyes that way, and then he immediately came back to the designed target. Rogers off to his right. 1st and 10 for Roncalli.
They've got good chemistry. You can tell whenever Dotzler's in trouble, he knows where to find Rogers.
Dotzler steps up. Low throw that time, intended for Ethan Ortner, a junior receiver, 5'11", 165. That'll make it 2nd down and 10. Football at the Roncalli 45-yard line. 7 minutes and 14 seconds to play in the first half. Dotzler fakes the handoff, wants to take to the air, gets away from Garrett Nelson. Dotzler lofts one. He's got a man. That should be a flag and an offensive pass interference.
Yep, that was a big push-off.
No flag coming. And the catch incomplete. I guess, I didn't see the incomplete part of the play.
Yeah, I didn't either. It looked like he caught it, but after a two hands, arms extended push-off. But evidently the officials missed it, and there ain't no harm done.
So no flag, no catch. 3rd down and 10 now for Roncalli. Huge play for the Bearcat defense. Now we've got a whistle and a timeout taken by Scottsbluff. Jake McLean, the defensive coordinator, wants to talk things over with his guys. We'll break his. No, we'll stay right here. Yeah, there was a clear push-off. It was right in front of us. I don't know how an official misses that.
No, I don't know.
And it created separation.
Oh, yeah. About 4 yards worth.
But again, I did not see the ball fall incomplete. It must have been when he rolled over or something. But I did not see that ball hit the ground. So we'll have a huge 3rd and 10 coming up now for Roncalli. Dotzler's been awesome. Rogers been outstanding for Roncalli. 35-14. Crimson Pride lead by 21 after a 6-hour plus in total bus ride out. Their head coach told me in his 6 years on staff, this is the first time west of York for a football game.
Yeah.
3rd and 10. 2 receivers to each side. Snap to Dotzler. Dotzler looks over the middle. He's got Fenolio right in his hands, and he just flat dropped it. Fenolio, and maybe that's the break the Bearcats need.
Yeah, Dotzler put it right where it needed to be again, so Bearcats are fortunate. Come out with a stop that time, and now we'll see what Roncalli's punt team is like and see if we can get another drive going here.
First stop of the night defensively for Scottsbluff. 35-14 with 6 minutes and 59 seconds to play in this first half. End over end punt that's going to bounce it around the 25. A high bounce, still a little bit of a Roncalli roll, and they'll down the football at the 15-yard line. Scottsbluff's offensive unit comes back onto the field. 85 yards to find the end zone. 6 minutes and 49 seconds to play. Do keep in mind, Scottsbluff won the toss and deferred, so if you can make it work this way or it plays out that way, you'll get the football to start the second half, and you'd love to get it after maybe a late score here in this quarter. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats, ball left hash. Harsh. And the handoff comes to Busby running near side. Busby still on his feet across the 25. Tackled. Looks like he'll be maybe right at or just shy of the 30-yard line. We'll mark him at the 29, a pickup of 14. Chris Busby's got to be up around 150 plus yards.
149.
6:40 to play. Goes from left hash to right hash after the fly sweep carry from Busby, who's lined up slot left side. Wide receiver that side is Reifschneider. Cruel to the right. They will fake the handoff to Busby. It's Harsh lobbing one. Cruel's got his man beat, but Harsh's ball sailing wide and out of bounds. Everybody looked a little off balance on that play here down the field, both the defensive back and Jacob Cruel. That was Ethan Ortner in coverage. It'll make it 2nd down and 10 now for Scottsbluff. Averaging on the season 46.4 points a game. Roncalli comes in averaging 47. Harsh. And now we've got a whistle and a timeout taken by Roncalli. We'll break as well. 6:33 to play in the first half. 35-14 Roncalli on the West Coast scoreboard. Second and 10. Back to live action here at Bearcat Stadium. 6:33 to play in the first half. Roncalli leads by 21. Second and 10, ball right hash. Harsh brings Busby in motion. They'll run Harsh off the left side tackle. Hamilton on the stop. And that's a pickup of 5 yards for Sebastian Harsh, and that'll make it third down and 5 for Scottsbluff. Same spot earlier on 3rd and 7. They wound up having to punt, so a key play here for this Bearcat offense.
Get it close so you have a shot to go for it on 4th down. You know, if you're still 5 yards away, it's going to be tough.
So it's Busby, the main ball carrier. He's lined up in the slot left. We'll see if they bring him in motion. They will not. Harsh looks that direction. Throw. Catch made by Reifschneider. Slips the tackle. Pushed out of bounds by Hamilton across midfield. Pickup of 18 on the pass from Sebastian Harsh to Keegan Reifschneider. The main man in the passing game now. What's he got? 3 catches on the night, Reifschneider?
Yeah, 4 catches for 90 yards.
And the touchdown included that covered 45 yards. 5 minutes and 45 seconds to play here in the half. Scottsbluff with it, 1st and 10 at the Roncalli 48-yard line. Again, Busby slot left. He'll come in motion. They'll hand it to Chris. There is plenty of contact behind the line of scrimmage, and Rogers teaming up defensively that time with Robert Dorn. And they stop Busby after a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9. Ball right hash mark. Krull comes off. Jack Darnell, a tight end, comes on. Under 5.5 minutes to play in the half. 35-14. Two receivers to the right, including Busby in the slot. Trips left, empty backfield. Snap to Harsh. Harsh double pumps and then fires well high and incomplete. Trying to get the football to Jack Darnell. And now it's 3rd down and 9 for the Bearcats. Well, we've got a quick moment. Class B scores. We'll get you some Class B scores here shortly. McCook had a 2 or 3 point lead at halftime early on Waverly. Seward led York at last check 13-7. Straight drop, and they arrive at the football with Hamilton on Diolis, and they shut down that middle screen for a loss of 1, and it'll be 4th down and 10 for Scottsbluff. That completion goes for a loss of 1. And again, on comes the punt unit for the Bearcats. 4.5 minutes as the clock runs here. Scott destroying Blair 47-0. Waverly up 36-23 against McCook in the 4th quarter. And a tight one at half with York on top of Seward 14-13. Snap back to Gary. Rogers will angle over. He'll let that ball bounce, and it's going to roll inside the 10. Scottsbluff's going to down it. It looks like it may be the 5-yard line. And we'll see if Scottsbluff can come up with one of their own momentum-shifting plays right here They've got Roncalli pinned at their own 5-yard line. The last offensive possession was the first of the night that resulted in a stop and a punt. 35-14 the score. Chris Cottrell, Mike Holly with you tonight here in our Logos broadcast booth at Bearcat Stadium. Jeremy and his crew do a tremendous job there at Logos, downtown Gehring. Little RPO, run pass option. It's Dotzler. Kind of slow play on that option to the right, and Dotzler picks up a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8 now for Roncalli.
Good job of chasing that down from the backside by Nelson.
Everybody checking the wristbands for the play call right now for the Crimson Pride. 3:35 left in the first half. Scottsbluff showing blitz. Quick toss over the middle. Is that ball caught? They say no, incomplete. And now 3rd down and 8. They just don't run the football much, do they, Mike?
No, they've got 7 rushing attempts so far in the first half.
Trayton Travnicek along the D-line. Also Nick Mogg check out. Here comes Jack Darnell. Unsure if he's coming to the sideline or staying on the field. Darnell stays on. 3rd and 8. They go from the pistol. Hand off to Rogers. Rogers has a 1st down carry. Big play out to the 20. Gain of about 12 on that carry for Rogers. Might have lost my bearings for just a moment on where the football was. Under 3 minutes to play. They throw it out to Niederle. Good adjustment to the football that time. But really got his head around and bent back towards the inside to make that play. Looking outside, adjusting his body. And that pass goes for 5 yards to Niederle. Good route runner. He's showed good hands so far tonight. Thank goodness from the Scottsbluff side of things that Fenolio dropped that pass on that last drive.
Yeah, that helps.
21-point lead for Roncalli. Dotzler under pressure. Nelson going to get the sack back to the 15-yard line.
Finally got home.
Big loss on the play of 11. And it'll be 3rd down. Now they're going to mark it at the 17, so a loss of 9. Loss of 9. And now 3rd and behind the chains for Roncalli. 3rd down and call it 13. Under 2 minutes to play. Get a stop, get a score here for Scottsbluff. Dotzler fires across the middle. Fenolio does not drop this one. And that's good for a 1st down across the 35 out to the 36-yard line. Gain of 21 on the Dotzler completion to Fenolio. Dotzler is an absolute gunslinger for Roncalli, just a junior. This is the best we've seen an opposing quarterback play by far against Scottsbluff this year. Flags down. Scottsbluff, I don't think, got enough guys off the field in time. We'll wait, but another sack if the play stands back at around the 31-yard line. Scottsbluff had guys trying to get off the field, and that's going to be the call. Too many men on the field. And a free 5 yards for Roncalli. Scottsbluff can't get to the locker room quick enough right now. And they hope they get there in the next 90 seconds without another huge play here from Roncalli.
Yeah, because they definitely have shown they have the potential. Bearcat D-line is starting to get a little closer to Dotzler. You know, they got the 1 sack, and they're starting to get through a little bit.
Luke Rohr comes off the right side. Dotzler, pass is caught. Again, Niederle on the catch. Reifschneider on the coverage. 8 to midfield and another 5, a pickup of 13. Dotzler to Niederle. Into Bearcat territory, nose of the football, right hash on the Scottsbluff 35-yard line. 2 receivers to the short side to the right, Twins left. Rogers has been quiet of late. Pump fake, and they're going to take another deep shot, and they've got a man on the catch. That is Ortner, inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. A gain of 37 yards. Dotzler to Ortner. Again, the pump fake, and Paris Magdaleno got beat on the deep ball. And here's Roncalli with 1 minute and 17 seconds to play in the half, knocking on the door once again. Dotzler, catch showing big-time blitz. They will fumble! Ball is loose. Rogers falls on it. That was the break maybe Scottsbluff needed. The blitz got home, and now Dotzler's down. Jack Dotzler's hurt, laying on his back at the 17-yard line. Head coach Tom Casting out quickly to check on his star junior quarterback. We will keep it right here. This is a monster play in this game. As Dotzler is now down, Scottsbluff gets together with Jake McLean, and you'd have to think if Dotzler can't go even for a play, it's going to be Rogers at quarterback. And Rogers is warming up on the far sideline, throwing the football. He's getting a look at his teammate, and now he's going to go back to throw it. So it'll be Rogers, it looks like. Now James Bunk will join the training staff for Roncalli, and he's been laying on his back for quite a while now. They will wave everybody away. We'll take an injury timeout. And Dotzler is hurt. They are going to, I think, bring in the ambulance, it looks like.
I hate to see that. He's had a whale of a game. And
we're going to take an injury timeout. 55 seconds to play here in the first half. Injury on the field, and it's star quarterback for Omaha Roncalli, Jack Dotzler. 55 seconds to play in the half. 35-14, Roncalli leads on the West Coast scoreboard.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor can do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
95% of American corn farms are family-owned.
Farmers grow 70% more corn per ounce of fertilizer than just 35 years ago.
The energy to grow a bushel of corn has dropped by 37% over the past 30 years.
You said it. You hate to see this. It just, this kid is playing one whale of a football game, and it's Jack Dotzler, the junior quarterback, down. He's been laying on his back now for about 5 minutes, and they are wheeling the stretcher onto the field. I did not see what might have occurred, but Dotzler is down. They've not been looking at like the leg area, lower extremities. Yeah, he's got movement, so that's great. Dotzler moving his legs all over the place there for just a moment.
Yeah, he's had a great game throwing the ball tonight. He's 15 for 23 for 207 yards. What, 3 touchdowns?
4.
4.
So this is tough. Looks like his mother making her way out to check on her son. Getting a quick injury report from head coach Tom Cassing.
I can tell you that always sucks as a parent to get called down to the field while your kid's there. I feel for them.
They've got Jack Dotzler on the cart. Everybody with a round of applause. I'll give him one as well. Dotzler's been outstanding tonight.
He has been.
We've not seen many individual football players this year that are willing to just step up to the challenge of this Scottsbluff defense and continually make plays. Dotzler has done that and then some here tonight from the get-go. Good sportsmanship there from the Scottsbluff guys. Quickly over to the stretcher to have a word of encouragement. Pat him on the back, if you will. Great group of kids from Scottsbluff, so that's no surprise. And now everybody's kind of got it is round 2 of the Class B state playoffs, and now you've got to refocus and get ready to play some football as much as you don't want to talk about that at the moment with an injured player. This has been a wild and woolly first half, to say the least. 35-14. That almost turned into a fumble or a fumble turnover situation for the Scottsbluff defense. Loss of 3 on the play on the fumble. And they will get Dotzler taken over to the ambulance. Opposite far corner. Now let's wait to snap the football till the young man is off the field. So we'll check the setup now for Roncalli. It looks like it's going to be Rogers with Jackson Mosbach in the backfield with him. Mosbach, the backup runner, has averaged 5.5 yards a carry. He's got 244 yards on the season, and he's a senior. Rogers, also a senior, now set to take over at quarterback. I don't care how outstanding Rogers is as a football player. This has got to dent their passing game somewhat. No matter, I don't care what this guy can do.
I think it might come down to the chemistry, Chris. You know, Dotzler and Rogers had that really good chemistry, and whenever Dotzler was in trouble, he was able to find Rogers. We'll see how this goes, you know.
Now the ball is going to be in Rogers' hands every play, and he's going to try and run away from Josiah Diolis, and he can't. That'll be a loss of 5 on the play as Scottsbluff brings some pressure. Little zone read, and Scottsbluff jumped all over that at the line of scrimmage. A loss of 5. It's 3rd down and goal from now back at the 22-yard line. Rogers at quarterback, Dotzler injured. Straight drop, Rogers looking left, moves to his right. Rogers still on the run, fires one low, incompletion in the end zone. Trying to connect with Niederle. And that'll bring on the field goal unit. For Roncalli on the season, Andrew McCoy is 5 for 6 on field goals, and his long is 35. So this would be longer than his season long to this point. This will be a 40-yard field goal, 40-yard field goal. We'll see where the holder sets up, but a timeout. And this first half is now 1 hour and 22 minutes long. We've had just the 1 touchdown so far in this quarter. All the fireworks in the first quarter. Scottsbluff trailed Roncalli 28-14 after the first quarter, and then Dotzler to Fenolio for 17 yards. the lone touchdown. That came with 9:58 to play here in the second quarter. Scoreless since that point, 35-14. Just 18 seconds to play here in the first half, and this is going to be a 39-yard field goal attempt for Andrew McCoy, who is 5 for 6 on the season. Snap is back, the hold is down, and the kick is good. A 39-yard boot for McCoy with 12 seconds to play in the half. That makes it a 4-score game. That's impressive.
That is. And that had some room to go, too.
It sure
He
did.
didn't barely clear the crossbar. He booted it. He drilled that one.
A lot of dynamics going on with this football game right now. Road team, long trip, up by 4 scores. Their star quarterback, though, appears to be done for the night. And he had been lighting things up.
Yeah, well, I tell you, yeah, but Rodgers has that escapability as well. He's going to be tough to get to because of his athleticism, and that throw on the run that he put down there was not too far off last time. So I think he's probably got the ability to hurt you in more ways than one as well.
I saw him in warm-ups, and he was throwing a really tight, zippy spiral. No doubt about that.
He looks like he's got the potential to be pretty good wherever he plays.
McCoy sends this one back to the goal line. On the return, it is Jacob Krull running near side. Krull cuts back, and he'll be tackled at the 19-yard line. With the stick defensively was Robert Dorn. And with 4 seconds to play here in the first half, Scottsbluff will have the football. 38-14 score. Jersey night for the Scottsbluff High student section down below to my left.
Is that what that is, Chris?
I think so. I think that's what I saw on Twitter.
Okay.
A few kids bought in.
They must not have tweeted it at me. I didn't get the message.
Handoff goes to Busby. Busby tackled by Rogers, breaks out of that tackle, still on his feet, out to the 34-yard line. So a 14-yard run to end the first half for Chris Busby, tackled by Alex Rogers. Halftime score after another wild opening half of action here. First half of action at Bearcat Stadium, back-to-back weeks. A lot of fireworks in the first 24 minutes of game action, and it's Roncalli on top of Scottsbluff, 38-14 on the West Coast scoreboard.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
When we transform Nebraska corn into ethanol, it doesn't disappear from the food supply. It just takes a little detour. Ethanol is made from the starch. The rest of the corn becomes livestock feed to create meat and dairy products.
Buyers Realty has been
Omaha Roncalli leads 38-14 over second-seeded Scottsbluff here in Class B. Chris Cottrell and Mike Holly with you. Glad to have you on KNEB.TV. 101.7 The Trail and KNEB.com. Got a lot to cover here at the break. Let's start with the scoring recap through the first two quarters, and it got started in a hurry as Omaha Roncalli scored on their first drive of the night, less than 50 seconds into action. Jack Dotzler connected with Alex Rogers for a 41-yard touchdown, 7-0 with the PAT. After a fumbled kick return, a lost fumble from Keegan Reifschneider, Dotzler to Orr, 25 yards. That made it 14-0 with the PAT. 6:43 to play. Scottsbluff on the move inside the red zone, in fact inside the 10 during the carry, and Sebastian Harsh fumbled the football. Rogers recovered, but he didn't just fall on it. He scooped it, scored it from 90 yards on the return. That PAT made it 21-0. Scottsbluff answered back less than 2 minutes later. Their first score of the night. Harsh to Keegan Reifschneider from 45 yards to make it 21-7. 43 seconds later, Dotzler to Niederle on a quick slant, and Niederle did most of the work, 67 yards to the house, and the McCoy kick, 28-7. Harsh to Reifschneider then with 38 seconds to play. His second touchdown catch of the night. That made it 28-14. That was the score at the end of the first quarter here in this one. Just two scoring plays in the second quarter, both for Omaha Roncalli. Dotzler to Fenolio from 17 yards. That came with 9:58 to play in the half. And then you had to wait till 12 seconds to play in the first half as McCoy hit a 39-yard field goal for the final score of the half. 10-point second quarter for Omaha Roncalli. Scottsbluff unable to get on the scoreboard in the second quarter, 38-14. And here's the thing, despite the 24-point lead right now for Roncalli, their start quarterback, Jack Dotzler, is injured. He went down on one of the final plays of the first half, and he was carted off the field. Couldn't tell exactly what the injury was. It wasn't a upper body, neck, head injury. No brace, anything of that nature. His appeared to be moving his legs just fine, but they didn't hesitate once they checked on him for a moment to have the cart brought onto the field. Had a long injury situation, but Dotzler eventually wheeled off. We hope for the best for Jack Dotzler. He was playing one heck of a football game here tonight. Quite frankly, he was carving up the Scottsbluff defensive unit. I hope Jack Dotzler is back to full strength ASAP. That just is going to mean that Rogers is going to take over at quarterback, which he did. And they eventually, with Rogers after a couple of plays, kicked a field goal. So a lot of different things happening. The early barrage from Roncalli. They've scored on O, they've scored on D. And then a lull in the scoring in the second quarter. Halftime, 38-14. Take a look at some of the numbers right after this on KNEB.
Buyers Realty has been helping people in the community find their dream home since 1994. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, our friendly staff will put in the work to help you reach the finish line. We also do property management for buildings in Scottsbluff, Gering, and beyond. You can find an extensive list of our properties by visiting our website at callbuyersrealty.com. Or you can visit our Scottsbluff offices on Avenue B, right next to Bumper to Bumper. Panhandle's best, Buyers Realty. Community strong, community proud, we have what you're looking for.
Our roots are right here in this area. We're local. Many of us were born and raised in the communities that we serve. Because of that, we make our decisions right here at the bank. Some places have local branches. We have local roots.
First State Bank. We're big on you.
Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes high-performance lubricants and fuel improvers. We've been helping customers improve their operations for over 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and cut out the middleman and offer excellent service and value. Our products last longer and work better so that you spend less time maintaining equipment and more time making money. Whether you're in a factory, farm, fleet, or food processing facility, Hydrotex can help you. Visit hydrotexoil.com or call 308-635-8162.
This is Mike. Mike likes his car. Mike likes to save money. And Mike likes to breathe. So Mike fills up with E15 with 15% American ethanol. The clean octane in E15 gives Mike the performance he wants from his engine and the clean air he wants for his family. Better yet, E15 costs less at the pump. Higher octane, cleaner air, lower cost. E15 sure gives Mike a lot to like.
For locations near you, go to huskerfuel.com.
Chris Cottrell, Mike Holly with you tonight. KDB.TV, 101.7 The Trail, KDB.com. Let's get a look at the halftime numbers. We'll start with Omaha Roncalli. In the rushing game, not much. Alex Rogers, 6 attempts for 19 yards. The injured quarterback, Jack Dotzler, 5 for 8. 11 rushes for 27 yards. They have made their hay in the passing game. Before he was hurt, Dotzler was phenomenal. 15 of 23, 4 touchdown passes and 207 yards. Niederle, 5 catches, 98. Rogers has 4 for 68. Shane Orr, 2 for 51. Fenolio, 3 for 50. And Ethan Ortner with 1 catch for 37 yards. 234 yards of total offense right now for Omaha Roncalli. As we take a look at the Scottsbluff side of the ledger, Chris Busby slicing through this Roncalli defense. 16 attempts in the ground game for 164 yards. Sebastian Harsh, 7 rushes for 18 yards and a fumble. Jacob Krull, just 2 carries for a yard. They've run for 25 carries for 183 yards. Again, Busby with 164. Harsh in the passing game, 6 of 12, 2 touchdowns and 103. 4 for 90 for Reifschneider. And Josiah Diolis has 2 catches for 13 yards. That's a look at the halftime numbers here tonight. On the scoreboard, 38-14, Roncalli leading on the West Coast scoreboard.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
Coverage of today's playoff game is brought to you in part by Great Western Bank, making life great, at 2001 Broadway, Suite 1 in Scottsbluff. Find out more at greatwesternbank.com. And by Shelter Insurance Agent Travis Hawk. Shelter Insurance Agent Travis Hawk is a proud sponsor of this Bearcat game. For a free insurance review, contact Shelter Agent Travis Hawk today.
Parents, remember your kids are watching you as they're participating in their activity. Set a positive example for your kids to feed off of.
Showing good sportsmanship not only shows good character as a fan, but can also improve productivity among the competitors.
In being a great opponent, you need to have great attitude and respect for the game.
The outcome of the game is out of your control, so sit back and let the athletes do what they do best.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor can do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Chris Cottrell, Mike Holly with you here tonight. KDB.TV, 101.7 The Trail, and KDB.com. Looking at the Class B matchups right now in the quarterfinals. One-game final as Waverly goes on the road and wins in a spot that you don't win many times as an opponent, 36-30. A win for Waverly on the road at McCook. A final score in Class B. Waverly moves on, and they will play Omaha Scud Catholic. It's not final, but it's over 61-0 with the Skyhawks dominating the Blair Bears. Seward in the third quarter leading at York 20-14, and of course our score here tonight 38-14. Roncalli on top of Scottsbluff. That's our number at the break, 38-14. Cats down on the West Coast scoreboard.
Being an Allo customer just got even better. 3 times better, in fact. We've tripled our standard internet speed from 100 to 300 megs at no additional cost to you. This isn't one of those limited time offers that will melt away either. 3 times the streaming, 3 times the gaming, 3 times the uploading, all for the same price. Why? Because we love our customers. Allo, no gimmicks, no limits, no kidding, and still no contracts.
How did Arby's finally make the turkey sandwich exciting? We deep-fried it. Just the turkey part, not the whole sandwich. For now.
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
Byers Realty would like to remind everyone that school is back in session, so make sure and watch for little ones in crosswalks. Be mindful of school speed zones, and take a second to double-check for pedestrians and bicyclists. We want all of our young students to have a wonderful and safe year. Visit callbuyersrealty.com or stop by the office on Avenue B, next to Bumper to Bumper. The Panhandle's best, Byers Realty. Community strong, community proud. We have what you're looking for.
Winter weather brings winter clothing to compliments for you and your home. Start with women's fashion from FDJ, Renoir, Montana Company, and many more. We have beautiful and original ladies' fashions that appeal to women of all ages and sizes. Also, remember to complement your outfit with a bag from Melly Bianco. Finally, get your home ready for the holiday season with decor that brings joy to your life. Compliments for you and your home. Open Thursday evenings and Sunday afternoons now through Christmas.
How did Arby's finally make the turkey sandwich exciting? We deep-fried it. Just the turkey part, not the whole sandwich. For now.
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
Just about set for second half action here tonight. And Mike, what are the adjustments if you're Scottsbluff and the coaching staff right now?
You got to find a way to stop that RPO, out of the pistol with the twins. It looks like with our 4-man front, if we can kind of get our defensive end out wide enough to get outside that tackle and then crash in and have quarterback responsibility, that allows your safety to kind of come over the top and cover the slot guy. Then you got your corner out there covering the wide guy. You're going to probably be exposed to some man-to-man coverage, but again, it's responsibility football, and everybody's got to do their job. You got to stay with your man coverage-wise. You got to, don't bite on the fakes. Stay with them, and D-line needs to get some pressure. They haven't ran it too effectively, honest. As you mentioned, they've only got the 27 yards rushing out of their 234 total. So, running's not hurting you, but then when you move Rogers back there in that quarterback position, you just got to play sound defense because
I think at this point you don't know what's coming.
No, you don't. You don't know what they're going to go to, and you got to keep him hemmed in because if he breaks contain, we saw that on that scoop and score. He got the speed. He can run away from everybody.
As you said, the one thing that does definitely, whatever Rogers can do at quarterback, one spot they're hurt is that chemistry from Dotzler to Rogers on the play when it's the broken play.
Right. They were outstanding in that for a high school team. I mean, you don't see, it's almost like playground football. You just go out and make it happen. And the Dotzler and Rogers really had that going in the first half. So it'll be interesting to see if we can keep putting pressure on. And that's all you can do is you got to come out. If you're a Bearcat, you got to come out and play hard. If you're a senior, this could be the last 2 quarters of your career. And if you're not ready for it to end, you're going to come out and give it everything you have and lay it all on the line. So
The field goal from McCoy right before the halftime gun was huge. It makes it a 24-point game, and even 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions can only tie the game right now if you're Scottsbluff, and that's if you don't give up another point the rest of the way.
And that field goal just keeps sticking in my mind. That was like through the height of the top of the uprights. I mean, I think it was good from at least 49. He got it from 39, but yeah, he drilled it. So if it comes down to a long field goal situation at game's end, I'm hoping he doesn't have the mojo. I hope we can get back in it before anything comes down to that.
Gave you those Class B scores from earlier. Use the King2B Sports app for those scores. You can download the King2B Sports app for your smartphone or tablet right now. It's in the App Store, Apple or Google Play Store. Go to king2b.com as well to download it under the Sports tab. Chris Cottrell, Mike Holly. They tacked a couple of extra minutes onto the scoreboard to let everybody for sure get themselves warmed up and ready for the second half. And Mike, the other thing Scottsbluff's got to do this half, they can't put the football on the ground anymore.
No, that's the thing. And when you're playing teams that are subpar, sometimes you get away with that. But when you get down to the final 8 teams in the state, nobody's subpar, so you don't get away with those things. So, you know, the only thing you can do now is you need to go out and cause a few turnovers of your own, get things back. And, yeah, you do got to quit turning it over yourself.
I checked with Mike Sauter, the Omaha World Herald, to let him know Dotzler was hurt. He said, yeah, they'll put Rogers at quarterback. I said, yep, that's what we saw. Does he throw the ball as well as Dotzler? He said, I'm not sure, but he does have that Husker baseball offer possibly waiting on him. I asked if he was a pitcher. He said he's a second baseman or outfielder. So, but I can tell you he was spinning it pretty good in warm-ups. And that ball he threw in the end zone, like you said, was a pretty good rocket shot.
Yeah, it was.
So it's McCoy to kick it away. Scottsbluff will get the ball to start the second half, trailing 38-14. This is going to come to Chris Busby at the 5. Busby running left on the return. He's got a crease. This could go the distance. Busby still on his feet. Tries to cut back and brought down. A huge kick return. They'll mark him out at the 36-yard line.
That's a good momentum starter. Get your teammates fired up. Get after it. Get a score in the end zone here.
A 64-yard kick return for Chris Busby. Call it 63 as he caught that thing at the 1-yard line. So this Bearcat offense with great field position here to start the second half. Trailing 38-14. And tell you what, you punch one in here quickly, knowing that Dotzler's on the sideline the rest of the way, you would think, all of a sudden you start to feel like we can do this.
Yeah,
so what they come out with.
I know our coaching staff will, get the kids going again at halftime, keep them from feeling sorry for themselves. So you just got to come out and do what you do.
Chris Busby, who had over 160 yards rushing at halftime, had the long return. Now the carry to the 31. That's a gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5 for Scottsbluff. We had all the points in the first quarter and then a 10-0 second quarter in favor of Roncalli. These two hung 42 on the board in the first 12 minutes. 38-14. Second and 5 right now for the Cats. 40 seconds into the second half. Handoff comes to Busby, and they run a linebacker right into the hole. At some point, you think they might just start to sell out on the run and make Scottsbluff try and beat them through the air. A gain of 4 for Busby. It'll be third down and 1. Delzer tight end right, Darnell the opposite side. Too tight set, wing right. To the left of Harsh is Busby. Handoff goes to Krull, and he stopped back at the 30, a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 3 situation now for the Scottsbluff offense. Tried to catch that Roncalli defense napping with Jacob Krull getting the carry instead of Busby, but they were right there to make the play. 4th down now for Scottsbluff. 10 minutes, 22 seconds to play. Huge early play in this third quarter. And Roncalli jumps.
Yep. 3-5, and that couldn't be bigger right now, Chris.
That'll be a first down for the Bearcats. It looked like Big 72 Easton Lemon might have hopped into the neutral zone. 5'7", 240-pound fire hydrant. along that defensive line. He's a junior. So they needed 4. The penalty cost Roncalli 5. That's a 1st and 10 situation now for Scottsbluff. 10-14 to play in the third quarter. Snap to Harsh, hand off to Busby. Busby lowers his shoulder. Dorn there on the tackle. Roncalli trying to rip the ball away from Chris, and they can't get that accomplished. Short gainer, give Chris just a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. 9 minutes and 47 seconds as the clock runs here in the third quarter. Scottsbluff trailing at home 38-14. Snap to Harsh. They're going to take to the air. Harsh fires. That pass is incomplete. We're going to have a couple of flags. Looked like a good call as Reifschneider on that hard cut, the out route. And
got held up a little bit, and I don't know if they'll call defensive holding or pass interference. I think the ball was in the air, so. Yep.
Pass interference the call against Roncalli. 9 minutes and 36 seconds to play here in the third quarter. That'll move the football inside the 15 down to around the 12 or 13 yard line. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 12. So 1st and 10 now. Scottsbluff can pick up another first down around the 2. Trying to get themselves back into this football game. Design cutback run, Busby. Busby still charging with that leg drive, and short gain for Chris inside the 10. Give him 4, in fact, on the second effort, falling forward. 2nd down and 6, 4-yard gain for Chris Busby. Coming up on 3 minutes played here in the second half. And Scottsbluff methodically get themselves back into it. Harsh on the quarterback keep. He'll be brought down at the 5. A pickup of 3 for the big bruising quarterback, Sebastian Harsh. 6'3", 220 pounds. Just a junior. Also one of the best football players in the state. Harsh, handoff, Busby. Busby going to be dropped. Did he stretch the football out across the goal line? He does. A 5-yard touchdown run for Chris Busby. It comes with 8:41 to play here in the third quarter. Busby finds pay dirt for the first time tonight. Caleb Walker will sit this one out as Scottsbluff will go for 2. 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions would tie it up if Roncalli doesn't score another point. Harsh makes it a 38-22 score. Harsh on the quarterback keep. 8:41 to play. 38-22. Roncalli leads on the West Coast scoreboard.
Anyone who calls it a hobby doesn't understand. We know that a person's passion is what drives them. And that's why every memorial we create is a true reflection of the individual. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other. Find out how at dignitynebraska.com.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Jerry Escamilla to kick the football away for Scottsbluff, 38-22. Roncalli with a 16-point lead here in the third quarter. Kick down to the 10. Niederle on the return. Hurdles the defender and tackled out across the 25-yard line. Looks like they'll mark him down at the 29. Luke Rohr a little slow to get up off the turf after that kick return. And now Mike gets the great unknown. for Scottsbluff defensively with Dotzler out and Rogers, it appears, taking over at quarterback. I don't think anybody has any idea what this offense is going to look like coming out of the break.
No, you just got to focus on doing your job. Everybody do their job, execute how you've been taught.
Mosbach,
somebody make a play and get a turnover.
Mosbach in the backfield with Rogers. They're going to throw it out to the near side. Looks exactly the same as the first half with Dotzler as Rogers connects with Niederle. He played quarterback some through last year. And if needed, they could go to him here tonight, and that's the scenario, a 5-yard pickup. Rogers to Niederle. Mosbach behind him. Handoff goes to Mosbach. Mosbach runs through Luke Rohr across the 40 out to the 42. A gain of 7. And a first down for Roncalli. 38-22. They will wind the clock. We go under 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 16-point lead for Roncalli. They led 38-14 at halftime. Busby scored moments ago. Rogers throws one out. Strong arm on the throw. Off one leg. And a completion over to Shane Orr. They get the football to the nose of the football, we'll say, is at midfield. It'll be 2nd down and 4 after a 6-yard completion. So no hesitation from Coach Cassing and Roncalli. They're throwing it. Rogers escapes some pressure. Comes right, launching one down the field. Niederle was wide open, and Rogers overshot him by about a yard.
I don't know how you let him get that far behind you. But Bearcats are very fortunate there.
And the nearest defender's a linebacker, not a safety. It's a busted play. Rogers has already shown he can throw the football. Their play calling dictates that they're not too worried about the change at quarterback.
No, they're coming in with their game plan and they're sticking with it.
3rd down, huge play here. 3rd and 4 for Roncalli. Ball at midfield, right hash. Here comes the pressure. Rogers gets it out to Fenolio. Catch, first down inside the Scottsbluff 50 to the 45. A gain of 6. Rogers showing that he's pretty unflappable back there. He has a touchdown catch, a fumble return for a touchdown, and now he's at the controls as the signal caller. Handoff, no, RPO. Fenolio, the intended receiver. Closest to the football was Scottsbluff safety Cameron Gary. Thought it was Mosbach, but it was Rogers who pulled it and then threw it. Boy, those RPOs put a lot of stress on you, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they are tough.
2 receivers, right, 2 left. Diola showing blitz. They run option. Rogers pitches to Mosbach. Mosbach, big stick by Keegan Reifschneider. That'll be a no gain on the play. Keegan Reifschneider up from his safety spot to pop Mosbach, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 10 now for Omaha Roncalli. Can Scottsbluff get off the field here on 3rd down? They picked up, Roncalli did, their last 3rd down conversion, but that was about 3rd and 4. This one 3rd and 10.
That was a great read by Reifschneider and did a great job of coming up and filling the run.
Man under coverage with a single high safety. Snap to Rogers. Rogers evades one defender. He's going to run left. Breaks the tackle. He's on his feet, and that's going to be a 1st down. My eyes, I thought I saw a flag. I think I just saw some yellow shoes fly by at some point from Roncalli. Line of scrimmage was the 45 of Scottsbluff, and Rogers breaks contain. The play breaks down, and Rogers makes it a 16-yard run. Rogers in the pistol with Mosbach to his right, then his left, now back to his right. Scottsbluff showing blitz. They will run Rogers. Rogers, roar. Rogers falls forward. He'll be tackled after a short gain. Scottsbluff scored with 8 minutes and 41 seconds to play in the quarter. This drive's a little over 2 minutes long at this point, as they are into Scottsbluff territory. A gain of 2 for Rogers, 2nd down and 8 now for the Crimson Pride. Omaha Roncalli Catholic High School on the road. Quick slant, pass is caught. Big hit by Sebastian Harsh, but holding on to the football and probably feeling it a little bit is Shane Orr, but a good snag by Orr. And that pass was right on the money from Rogers. Harsh, he can devastate you with those big tackles, and good job by Orr to hold on to the football. We've got a flag flying. And this could be an interesting call. I do not know what this could be. Fenolio looks like he might be a little frustrated with himself. Substitution violation against Roncalli. Huge play, as it's going to now go from 3rd down and 3 to 3rd down and 8. Boy, the chess game between the coaching staffs with personnel, getting guys in and out, making sure you've got the right packages on the field has been big tonight.
Yep.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Mosbach, Rogers takes the snap. Pressure comes from Orr. Rogers runs right, still on his feet, dives. He's going to be shy of the mark needed to move the chains. Harsh, I believe, tripped him up. See where they mark him. At around the 23-yard line, so that'll be a pickup of 5. So they got the 5 yards back from the penalty, and now it's 4th down and 3. That would be a 39-yard field goal from the right hash. They're going to go for it here. Can the Cats get the stop? Rogers, pressure comes. Rogers still on his feet. Now he's going to run back right. Got a man. Rogers threw it short. He basically, and he is just mad, flat mad at himself.
Yeah, he had it. He had it there. Did a great job of escaping, but throwing on the run that time, he just kind of put her down in the ground in front of the receiver.
He sure did. Big stop for Scottsbluff. Catch a little bit of a break. I thought Rogers was just going to tuck it and run.
Oh, man. Tell you what, yeah, they have a pretty solid number 2 quarterback, I'll say that.
5:25 to play here. Now, Scottsbluff move the ball with relative ease to start the second half after the long kick return. Man in motion, Busby. They're going to hand it off to the senior All-Stater. And he's on his feet, breaks a couple of tackles across the 40. Busby tackled at the 42-yard line, a gain of 20. He's probably up around 200 now on the night.
203 after that one, Chris.
And now we've got a man down here near side. And I think that's Chris. I don't see him in the huddle, and that's where he'd be. They'll get him to his feet. He's all right. He'll sit this play out.
A good time to take a shot.
I think I'm running the football a little bit still.
Yeah.
Still plenty of time here.
Yeah.
Down 2 scores. An extra pass receiver on the field, though, with Busby out and Cameron Gary on. They're going to take to the air. Mike called it. They're taking a shot. Reifschneider, defender, never got his head turned around, and that's going to bring the flag and a pass interference. Look, at the high school or college level, those beat giving up a big passing play any day of the week, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Reifschneider had him beat, just a little bit underthrown, and you know when those balls are underthrown and the receiver does a good job of coming back to the ball, 90% of the time you're going to get an interference call. So Keegan did a good job of coming back to it like he's been taught, and we'll take a first down here, get Chris back in the game.
And Busby is back in the backfield. He'll line up slot left. We're seeing a lot of that formation, getting him the football on those jet sweeps when he's already moving.
Yeah. Yeah, Roncalli has good speed, but that's Chris's strength too, is his speed.
And here that play comes. Running near side. And Dorn will be in on the tackle. Busby picks up about 8 on first down. We're under 5 minutes to play now in the third quarter. 2nd and 2 situation coming up for Scottsbluff. They've got the lone points of the third quarter to this point. A Busby 5-yard run and a Harsh 2-point conversion run. 38-22. Roncalli leads by 16. Now the design quarterback keep with Sebastian Harsh dragging defenders with him. An easy first down carry. Line of scrimmage the 36. Harsh takes it to the 27. A gain of 9. And these plays are coming in chunks now for Scottsbluff here in the second half. Roncalli not slowing Scottsbluff down one bit.
Again, it comes down to taking care of the ball, not having a penalty that costs you. Just keep playing solid without making mistakes.
Quick slant pass behind Reifschneider as Harsh trying to evade a little bit of pressure, kind of drifting off to his left with his body leaning that way, and the ball kind of went with the body lean and was behind Keegan. And there was traffic in front of him. Keegan will come off the field. Back to a run-heavy set here. Two tights, Krull the wing right, and Busby in the backfield. They'll switch the formation. Krull left, Busby right. Handoff. Inside design run, but bouncing it outside. Good job by the secondary, and now we're going to get a hold on Josiah Diolas. Outside defender kept that outside shoulder free. Forced Chris to try to bounce, and we're going to get a hold against Scottsbluff. And Chris needs a breather. He's a little winded right now. Reifschneider going to come in. Krull was coming out, but he's going to have to stay with Chris coming to the sideline. Spot foul on the hold after the markup. Line of scrimmage will be now back at the 34-yard line, so a loss of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 17 right now for Scottsbluff. We're down to 4:04 to play here in the third quarter. 38-22. Roncalli with the lead. Ball left hash. 2nd and long. Snap, play action. Harsh drills one out to Reifschneider on the catch. Cutback, still on his feet. Keegan at the 10. Keegan at the 5. Keegan into the end zone. Touchdown, 27-yard score as Harsh to Reifschneider for the 3rd time tonight, and here come the Bearcats. Minutes, 49 seconds to play. That covered, what did I say, 27?
27, yeah. Actually about 15, and then Keegan slammed on the brakes and made a great move and finished off the last 12 yards for the gain.
Good run after catch. Another 2-point conversion. Harsh diving for the end zone. He's going to be in. 38-30. Cats within 8. Harsh for the 2nd time scores on the 2-point conversion. 38-30, Cats back in it. 38-30, Roncalli the lead on the West Coast scoreboard.
Across the state, every eye and ear is focused on one stadium where the sea of red is man-made. A place where every Saturday is a stage for our team, for our resolve, and for our values.
It's toughness, it's dedication, it's work ethic. That's what Nebraska is.
This is Husker Nation.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gearing, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gearing at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
Chris Cottrell, my colleague, tonight with you here on KNEB.TV. Jerry Escamilla blasts a touchback into the end zone. And now this Roncalli offense without Jack Dossler at the helm will have to drive the football 80 yards if they want to punch one into the end zone. This place is going to go bananas if Scottsbluff can come up with a stop here, Mike. Third time tonight, Harsh to Reifschneider for a touchdown pass. Second time tonight, Harsh scores on the two-point conversion run. 3:49 to play in the third quarter. Alex Rogers at quarterback in relief of an injured Dotzler. Rogers looked left, now comes back to his right. That pass incomplete. Nope, they're going to say caught. On the catch far side is Ethan Ortner. Nope, that's Orr, excuse me. Shane Orr, 5'11". Thought I saw number 8. It's number 3. Orr on the catch, a gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3 now for Roncalli. This has all the makings of a thriller down the stretch here tonight. Rogers moves to his right. Rogers, strong arm, knocked away by Keegan Reifschneider.
He picked it.
Did he catch the football?
He picked it. He one-handed picked it, going out of bounds.
One-handed pick for Reifschneider. Have yourself a night. The big-time senior DB with the one-handed INT.
Yeah, that was full speed, undercutting the route, stuck his left hand out as he was going full speed, and that baby stuck in there.
Unbelievable stuff from Keegan Reifschneider. 3 touchdown catches, now an interception, and Roncalli's got to be reeling somewhat. At one point leading 38-14, that was at halftime, and now the Cats are a score and 2-point conversion away. Can't believe we didn't get a flag for a neutral zone infraction right there. Might not matter as Busby rips off about a 6-yard run. Let's wait to see where this ball's placed. First and 10 from the 39. They'll give Chris 5 on the play. And it's second down and 5. It's been a wild one, Mike. Roncalli dominating the first half. Scottsbluff dominating here in the third quarter. Handoff goes to Busby, brought down to the backfield. Big stop by Dorn, and that'll be a loss of 1. Bring up third down and 6 now for Scottsbluff. Onto the field comes Reifschneider. Darnell leaves. Keegan's got the untucked jersey. He's feeling it right now. The 3 TDs in the air, the one-handed interception. I think I've said so-and-so's one of the best football players in the state about 7 different times tonight, Mike, all for different kids.
There's some good ones out here.
They're going to get Reifschneider. Boy, he was already thinking about the run after the catch, and you see it at every level. He had got that head turned upfield, thinking about a quick move to slip free and get downfield, and never hauled the ball in. That'll bring up fourth down and 6 now for Scottsbluff. I mean, if you're Roncalli, I mean, you almost have to double team Reifschneider. They have not stopped him. He runs such good, precise routes in and out of his breaks. Great route runner, Reifschneider. They will roll to the right. And the catch is made by Delzer. Jeremiah Delzer, the senior tight end, secures the catch. Down inside the 25-yard line, a gain of 11. And it's first and 10 now for the Bearcats. A touchdown and 2-point conversion would tie this thing up. Under 2 minutes to play now in the third quarter. Hope everybody in attendance has a real good heart inside their body tonight, because it's going to be tested.
Yes, it is.
Minute 50, 38-30. Third quarter action. Design quarterback run with Harsh. Harsh trying to turn the corner, and we've got a flag now thrown near where that play was being run towards, and that'll be a holding call against Scottsbluff. Minute 44 to play. I didn't see the hold. You could tell.
Just saw a lot of bodies over there. Student body right. Design quarterback power off the right side, and all the lead blockers are going that way. So we had linemen pulling out there. We had tight ends blocking. We had fullbacks going up in it. And a lot of bodies at the point of attack. And
when you say quarterback power, that is the definition of it.
Yeah.
Sebastian Harsh is a man's man here as a junior. The big quarterback in the shotgun. Everybody to his right. They're going to run Busby. Quick cut back inside as they run off left tackle. Busby, Chris dives forward. They'll mark him at the 26-yard line, a gain of 7. And that'll make it second down now and about 12. By the time this next play gets underway, we'll be under 1 minute to play in the third quarter as Scottsbluff breaks the huddle and comes to the line of scrimmage. They have outscored Roncalli 16-0 here in the third quarter. It's 38-30. They'll take to the air. Harsh over the middle. That pass is caught. 4th touchdown of the night. Keegan Reifschneider is unstoppable. And he just shrugged his shoulders like, they can't handle me. And they can't. 48 seconds to play. Harsh to Reifschneider. What a performance tonight from Keegan. I'd say he's more than made up for that. Now I forgot how far that play was, Mike.
19?
19. Chance to tie. Hand off to Busby. We're tied at 38. Harsh to Reifschneider. 19 yards. 2-point conversion for Harsh. 38 all. Glad to have you with us tonight. KNEB.TV. 101.7 The Trail and KNEB.com. 38-38 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of today's playoff game is brought to you in part by Great Western Bank, making life great, at 2001 Broadway, Suite 1 in Scottsbluff. Find out more at greatwesternbank.com. And by Shelter Insurance Agent Travis Hawk. Shelter Insurance Agent Travis Hawk is a proud sponsor of this Bearcat game. For a free insurance review, contact Shelter Agent Travis Hawk today.
Playoff record 4 touchdown catches for Keegan Reifschneider in Class B. That breaks an all-time record, 4 touchdown catches in a single game for Keegan Reifschneider in Class B. Kick return for Roncalli, and how do they get themselves back in this thing mentally? Probably just a quick conversation with their head coach who's going to tell them we're in this thing tied 38-38. This is what we came all this way for. Scottsbluff, my goodness, what a comeback here in the second half. They have scored 24 unanswered here in the third quarter. Rogers under pressure, steps away, and now fires a pass downfield. Is that caught in bounds? No, out of bounds, trying to get the ball to Ethan Ortner. And it'll be second down and 10, 32 seconds to play.
Wow, great pressure by Nelson that time. I don't know how he didn't get him. Man, I thought he was going to have a big sack there, and Rogers did a great job of escaping and really close to completing that.
Tied at 38. Reifschneider breaks the Class B playoff single game record with 4 touchdown catches. Nelson, now it's Rogers lofting one far sideline, too far and out of bounds. It'll bring up third down and 10. And Rogers is a tremendous high school football player, but this offense, to me, without Dotzler, a shell of itself right now.
Yeah, Rogers is impressive and he's athletic, but the wheels of the whole thing just don't keep moving like they were in that first half.
Third and 10, Scottsbluff trying to get off the field quickly here on defense. Snap to Rogers. He'll roll to the left. Now he'll hold up, fire back across the middle, and overshoots Fenolio, who was wide open, and Roncalli going to have to punt the football away.
Tell you what, it looked like one of our defensive linemen just about got tackled getting through there, putting some rush. I don't think the crowd's real happy that we didn't see a holding flag, but hey, we'll take it. 4th down.
That drive lasted 29 seconds.
That's how you got to play defense here.
McCoy on to punt the football away. Roncalli has shown zero ability to stop Scottsbluff here in the second half. In fact, well, they haven't. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions. Snap over the punter's head, and that'll be a safety. Scottsbluff has their first lead of the night.
Wow.
Things are off the rails here at Bearcat Stadium. 40-38. Scottsbluff has scored 26 unanswered points in this quarter to go in front, 40-38 for the first time tonight. Unbelievable stuff going on here at Bearcat Stadium. 17 seconds to play in the quarter. Safety on the high snap on the punt.
Is this where the 6-hour ride, 2-day trip maybe starts to take a little effect on you? About second half, I don't know.
I think Dotzler's the key to the whole thing.
You're exactly right.
The momentum, the confidence,
the
belief, it left Roncalli when Dotzler was carted off the field.
I think you're right, Chris. He was a great leader out there for him. And they're still playing hard, but like you said, the wheels are kind of coming off the wagon for him a little bit.
Really everything since that injury. 2 plays on offense that went for losses. They did hit the field goal. Other than the field goal before halftime, there have been very few positive plays for the Crimson Pride here in this quarter.
This is dangerous in this situation, too, if you get Busby or Reifschneider with the ball back there deep. Looks like a lot of space, where they're kicking from their own 20.
Yeah, they're not going to have a touchback. You don't want to kick it out of bounds, so you're probably it's going to wind up in a playmaker's hands here. And that playmaker is going to be Josiah Diolis. Running left, lowers his shoulder across midfield. Scottsbluff in plus territory right now with the football at the Roncalli 48-yard line, maybe the 47. Scottsbluff, folks, has the lead. And the offense back on the field. .11 seconds to play. Cats in the huddle.
About time to bust a big one, Chris. On the
Talking
run.
about Chris.
Yeah.
Here he comes. Hand off to Busby. Comes right. Little shoulder shimmy to the sideline. Chris loose at the 20, 10. Mike Holly with the call. Bearcats go up 46-38. An avalanche of offense for Scottsbluff here in the third quarter. They've scored 32 unanswered points in the quarter. 46-38. Caleb Walker on for the PAT. 48-yard touchdown on the final play of the third quarter. I might not have a voice by tomorrow morning.
Chris is up to 270 yards rushing on the night.
Unbelievable.
And there's a whole quarter left.
Man, he's going to 350?
270.
No, 350 for the night.
Oh.
High snap. Walker. He's going to loft one to the end zone. Incomplete. I think that was Luke Rohr. Buzzer sounds, horn sounds, 46-38. We'll catch our breath. We know you'll do the same. 46-38. Scottsbluff, we head to the fourth on the West Coast scoreboard.
Why should you come out to Double L Country Store in Banner County? Because we serve locally raised beef, chicken, and bison, and our hamburger buns, cabbage burgers, and pies are homemade every day. Breakfast is served daily from 8 to 11, with all-you-can-eat pancakes on Saturday. Or join us Friday nights for Burger Fest. Choose from 6 specialty burgers or build your own. And for dessert, make sure you save room for one of our homemade milkshakes. We are worth the drive here at Double L Country Store on Highway 71, just 10 minutes south of the Wildcats.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
Chris Cottrell, Mike Holly with you here tonight. KNEB.TV, 101.7 The Trail, and KNEB.com. Busby, a 48-yard touchdown run. Scottsbluff scores 32 unanswered points in the third quarter alone. I'm not sure what to say about that, Mike.
Wow. That's not something you see very often.
Low line drive kick, touched, and now picked up by Niederle. Niederle runs left. Roncalli will have the football now, 1st and 10. It looks like they'll have it at their own 27-yard line with 11 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the football game.
The thing that makes me nervous, though, Chris, is with their, I know they're a little discombobulated since Dotzler went out, but they still have the potential to have that big play strike ability, you know, and that's, you're never out of it.
Rogers will not be involved in any pass routes, though, that's for sure, because he's playing quarterback. Inside give goes to Mosbach. Holding on for the tackle that time is Luke Rohr. Mosbach takes it out to the 34-yard line, a gain of 7. Scottsbluff, I'll say it again, 32 unanswered points in the third quarter alone. They lead 46-38 after trailing at halftime, 38-14. Second down and 3 for Roncalli. Down by 8. Handoff, Mosbach, Garrett Nelson, and Jack Darnell combine. One high, one low on the tackle. And Mosbach tackled for a 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2. I think right now this 4-down territory if you're Roncalli, even if you don't pick up a yard here, because you just can't give the ball to Scottsbluff right now.
Yeah.
You got to take your chances with Rogers on the field. Rogers fires a pass out to Fenolio. Catch made at the 44, pushed out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 45. A gain of 10 as Alex Rogers connects with Ryan Fenolio.
Well thrown ball.
Tight spiral with a lot of zip on the run.
Yep.
He's an impressive athlete, isn't he?
He is. Wonder what he'll decide to do, if he'll take the Huskers up on that baseball offer or not.
Look to play a little football. Rogers, pass intercepted by Sebastian Harsh. Harsh with the INT, and things are coming apart at the seams for Roncalli, and the home team is riding the wave right now.
Well, we got to keep on riding because, they, like we said, they have the ability to come back and get you. So Bearcats need to put a drive together here and find a way to get some points.
10:41 to play in the ball game. Scottsbluff in control now, up 8 with the football. Snap to Harsh, hand off to Busby. Busby will be brought down just across midfield at the 49-yard line. Give Chris 4. 264 yards.
274, Chris.
274.
Yep.
Second down and 6 now for Scottsbluff, and this is their wheelhouse. Up 8, fourth quarter.
Yeah, you want to burn some clock, a little ground control, come right at you.
Plus side of the field. Brandon Larson, the senior center, over the football. We'll snap it back to Harsh. We'll come up on 10 minutes to play. Snap to Sebastian. Harsh runs right. Can he get the edge? He'll be brought down. Short gainer for Harsh, tackled by Dorn. Be a pickup of 3 and make it 3rd down and about 3 now for the Bearcats. 9 minutes and 40 seconds to play. It's getting late in a hurry for Roncalli, staring at that clock. They led 28-14. York and Seward tied at 20 late in the fourth quarter. A York win and a Scottsbluff win. We're right back here next week. Hand off Busby. Busby still on his feet. He's at the 40. Stiff arms a defender at the 40. At the 30. Spins his way out of bounds. Pushed out by Ortner at the 23. And give Chris 23 yards on the run. He's Jim Browning him a little bit, Mike. He's tired, he's winded, but...
Face mask.
Oh, we had a flag.
On Roncalli, yep.
Third face mask penalty of the night. 23-yard run. The penalty will get tacked on at the end of the run.
297 for Chris.
Just look at the way Chris is, and I know he's winded.
Jim Browning.
Jim Browning. My dad told me when I was a kid that Jim Brown would be the last man back to the huddle. He'd look beat up and worn out, and then he'd rip off another 20-yard run.
Yeah.
That's what Chris is doing tonight.
Yeah. Fantastic performance. And, yeah, you're going to have a whole bunch of Taco John's player of the game tonight,
Yeah,
Chris.
It's pretty unbelievable what these star players are doing for
You're going to have a 300-yard rusher and a Class B record setter receiving, and how do you think he got the ball?
A one-arm pick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a great performance by the Bearcat. They just need to finish the deal here.
Second down and 9. As Scottsbluff really starting to milk the clock with the huddle to the line of scrimmage, the play clock.
You wait till that back judge starts giving his count.
Now they'll play action over the middle. How about 5 touchdown catches? 5 for Reifschneider. I'm not sure what to say at this point. Keegan Reifschneider, a senior captain, having the game of his life when Scottsbluff needed it the most here tonight. An epic performance for the Scottsbluff wide receiver. On. How long did you have that one, Mike?
I don't know. I thought it was a 19 again.
Well, we're going to live and die with 19 yards tonight. 8:27 to play. Cats dominating now. I think we can say 53-38 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Monument Mall has been a huge part of the commercial retail market that has served the Scottsbluff Gearing area for well over 2 decades. Many have the misconception that leasing or renting a retail commercial space at Monument Mall is not affordable. On the contrary, our retail spaces have never been more affordable than now. Often having several spaces to choose from for rental or lease options, we have kiosks and retail merchandising units available for your needs to help your business thrive. So don't hesitate. Feel free to give us a call. For more information, please contact Krista Pelster, our property manager, at 308-632-6000.
Coverage of today's playoff game is brought to you in part by E&H. E&H is cheering on the Bobcats. Let E&H Public Accountants take care of your business. Hydrotex, your lubrication solutions partner. And by The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing. Under the direction of head coach Joe Benson, the Scottsbluff Bearcats have been in the zone. Shane and the gang at The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing wish the Cats good luck in the finals.
Kickoff down to around the 28-yard line. And the Roncalli return tackle made at about the 25. Mike, you said it during the commercial break. Roncalli's out of gas. There's just nothing left in the tank.
Yeah, they appear to be right now.
38-14 score at halftime. Roncalli was up big. Since that point, 39 unanswered. Rogers Out to Niederle. That'll be a gain of 7 to bring up a 2nd down and 7 situation. 8 and some small change. We'll be under 8 to play by the time this next snap occurs.
It's kind of like the Raiders used to get in the fourth quarter at the Mile High Stadium with the old Broncos, Chris. They just wear down a little bit.
Trips right, single receiver left. Rogers at the helm. Snap to Alex Rogers. Rogers fires over the middle. Delzer, the linebacker, read it. Pass was too tall for his intended target, Shane Orr. Reifschneider was there in coverage as well. 5 touchdowns tonight in the passing game. Harsh to Reifschneider times 5. Keegan also has a one-handed interception to set up this touchdown that tied things up. Now it's 53-38. Rogers rolling to his right, and he's got Niederle slung out of bounds by Reifschneider. Line of scrimmage, the 32. That pass out to the 44-yard line. A gain of 12, and a huge first down for Roncalli. Even now, the pace of their offense is slowed, and they're now trailing. They're not going as fast as they were in the first half when they had the lead. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Rogers in the pistol. He'll fire a little bit of a wobbler, but that's hauled in by Niederle. And again, if you're just tuning in, 53-38 Scottsbluff. They trailed at halftime 38-14. Right before the half, Jack Dotzler, the junior quarterback for Roncalli, went out with an injury, carted off, he's not returned, and that has been the absolute game changer. Rogers, Niederle, balls popped up in the air, incomplete, falling down to the grass harmlessly at around the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now for Omaha Roncalli Catholic with 7 minutes and 19 seconds to play. I'll tip my cap to Roncalli. I don't know how many fans across the way are from Omaha, but if even half of them are from Omaha, that's a good crowd coming this direction.
Yeah.
Niederle, I believe, over the middle on the catch, and they say, yep, yeah, it's a completion. First and 10 after they move the chains. Rogers pumps. Magdaleno did not take the pump fake that time, and Rogers' ball sails too far and too wide, out of bounds. 7:05 to play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now for the Crimson Pride. Joe McLeod for Scottsbluff, one of their offensive linemen, left this game injured early on, and he's got a pair of crutches, set of crutches down on the sideline. Looks like that left leg is banged up. He's been out ever since. Rogers rolling right. Rogers under pressure. Moves back to his left. Shows a strong arm. And that pass almost intercepted by Cameron Geary.
Great job by Cameron coming up. Looked like he had a chance to get it, but yeah. Great job of closing on the football.
The all-class record for touchdown receptions in a playoff game is 6.
And I see, according to Stu Pospisil,
so any game, not even playoffs. So the 5 is in long ball, far sideline. Rogers incomplete, 6:49 to play. That'll make it 4th down and 10. Scottsbluff is, this second half, they are absolutely dominating Roncalli. No other way to put it. An absolute whitewash at this point in the second half. 39 unanswered points. And now we'll have a timeout taken by Scottsbluff, not leaving anything to chance here on a 4th and 10. A play that if you make defensively, you might be able to seal things up. We'll take a timeout with them. 6:49 to play, 53-38. Scottsbluff on the West Coast scoreboard.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Visit the Experts at Paul Reed Construction, your authorized Big Green Egg dealer.
The kids need to run off some energy after school or too cold to play outside? Bring them to Planet Bounce at the Monument Mall. With many bounce houses, a concession stand, and the largest redemption arcade around, Planet Bounce has hours of fun. Call today to schedule your birthday party, or ask Ron about renting a bounce house for your party, office party, or corporate event. Open Wednesday through Sunday.
Region. What are you?
First and 10 at their own 47-yard line. They trailed 38-14 at halftime. They have since gone off. They lead 53-38. Hand off to Chris Busby. Busby to the second level, an ankle tackle kept him from a long touchdown run. Line of scrimmage was their own 44. A pickup of 17 yards for Chris Busby, who's got to be close to 300
that
now.
That puts him well over 300 there, Chris. That gets him up to 314.
Reif Schneider has 5 touchdown catches and a one-handed interception. Chris Busby has over 300 yards rushing. Sebastian Harsh has 5 touchdown passes. The Stars have shown here in the second half. Hand off to Jacob Krull. Krull fumbles the football. Recovered by Scottsbluff. I think an offensive lineman jumped on that one. Nathan Harms, I believe, came up with the fumble recovery. The scary part of that play was, and now we've got an injured Bearcat. It looked like Busby got bent backwards in that pile as well, but he jumped up and got to his feet pretty quickly. Can't see who the injured Scottsbluff player is. James Buck, trainer for the Cats, out to check on the injured Scottsbluff player. Yeah, York kicked a field goal. I knew they had the football down deep in Seward territory.
22 seconds left.
Get the field goal, and with 22 seconds left, so if that holds and this one holds, it'll be the defending state champion York Dukes traveling west to take on Scottsbluff next Friday night with a trip to the state championship game on the line. 6:04 to play in this one. 53-38, Scottsbluff with the lead. The injured player was Nathan Harms, and I do believe he was the one that was able to fall on that loose football as Krull put it on the deck. Harms fell on it. And good to see Nathan up on his feet, walking to the near side. Is this the wildest game you've seen, Mike?
It's right in there, yeah. Yes.
Scottsbluff football, second down and 3. They'll come to the line of scrimmage. Kyler counts at left tackle. Left side tight end is Jack Darnell. Delzer tight end right side. Wing right. Now they'll swap the formation. Wing left with Krull. To the right of Harsh is Busby. They'll hand it to Chris, the senior. Churning those legs, falls to around the 31-yard line and picks up
a hard 3 yards on that carry. The reality of trying to deal with Scottsbluff, and I said this to a few people this week, even if you can score, say, I don't know, 38 like Roncalli has, you've got to somehow find a way to stop them.
Yeah.
And Scottsbluff has 53. Harsh, quarterback keep right. Busby with a big lead block, levels a would-be tackler. Harsh still on his feet, pushed out of bounds down at the 1 yard line, a 30-yard run, and a big block by Chris Busby, the 300-yard rusher, out giving up his body for his teammate that time. And now they're going to move the football back, let's see, to the 3-yard line. So call that a 28-yard run for Sebastian Harsh. Harsh hands off to Busby. Busby across the goal line, and Scottsbluff has 59 points on the 3-yard touchdown run with 4:58 to play in the game. That's the second touchdown run tonight for Busby, this one from 3 yards out. Snap, and the Caleb Walker PAT is up and good. 4:58 to play. A comeback for the ages has turned into a blowout. 60-38 Scottsbluff on the West Coast scoreboard. Huge tackle on the kick coverage team by Nick Mogg. The sophomore, now a starter along the defensive line, just absolutely hog-ties the return man. And Roncalli will have it 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. So York a winner at home tonight in a game that fit their style. They did not want that thing into the upper 30s, 40s against Seward. York wins it 23-20. So Scottsbluff prime for a home football game in the state semifinals next Friday night. Right back here at Bearcat Stadium against the York Dukes. We do have 4:51 to get to the finish line here tonight, but 46 unanswered points right now for the Bearcats, Mike. Straight drop Rogers, and he's got a completion far side to Orr. Tackle made by Magdaleno. The reality is this: what might have been for Roncalli had Jack Dotzler not gotten injured late in the first half. Rogers, under pressure, steps up. He'll tuck it and run across midfield, steps out of bounds at the 49-yard line. A pickup of 12 for Alex Rogers. For Scottsbluff, the stick-to-itiveness to hang in at home. Down 38-14 at halftime. And again, 46 straight points
over 300 yards rushing for Chris Busby. Keegan Reifschneider, a playoff record in Class B, 5 touchdown catches. And a timeout taken by Scottsbluff. We'll keep it right here. This has been one for the ages here.
Oh, lots of things you never see, Chris. You very rarely see a 300-yard rusher. You don't see anybody in Class B catching 5 touchdown passes in a playoff game. Yeah.
Other things, too.
The comeback 38-14 at half.
You don't see teams get off the bus here very often and go up 21-0.
Come up and smack you in the mouth here, yeah.
Just a lot of stuff happened here tonight. In the second half, none of it good for Roncalli. Everything good for Scottsbluff, as the Bearcats have dominated the proceedings here in the third and fourth quarters. 4:29 to play in the game. Niederle comes in motion right to left across the formation. He'll set up shop in the left slot. Rogers takes to the air once, or passing complete. I have no idea.
Just because he didn't turn around, I don't know.
I mean, it would help if he couldn't even see what he called. That's all I'll say. 60-38. There was 0 contact on that play. 60-38, 4:23 to play here in the fourth quarter. Jacob Krull on the coverage. The intended receiver was Orr. Fenolio in the slot right. 2 receivers to the left. Slot receiver that side is Niederle. Snap to Rogers. They're going to throw a fade to Orr. Orr stretching out, can't come up with it. And now we've got another flag thrown. Jacob Krull, I think, mockingly had his hands up to say I didn't touch him, almost as a nod to the play before, and the flag came out. The last 2 plays, officiating-wise, a comedy show. 4:18 to play in the game. Get some help from one of your fellow officials. .418 left in the game. Rogers in the pistol. 2 receivers left, same story right. Quick slant on the catch is Ortner. They say incomplete, couldn't hang on to it. 2nd down and 10 coming up. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in regulation here tonight. Scottsbluff leading 60-38. Chris Cottrell, Mike Holly with you tonight here in our Logos broadcast booth at Bearcat Stadium. Rogers pump fake, under pressure, lofts one to the end zone, overshoots his intended receiver that time by a wide margin. Again, Ortner is who he was looking for in the back of the end zone. Coverage in the secondary provided by Paris Magdaleno. Keegan Reifschneider has caught 5 touchdown passes tonight from Sebastian Harsh. Chris Busby has over 300 yards rushing. 4:08 to play. Scottsbluff that far away from a date with York here at home next Friday night in the state semis. Rogers looks near side and deflected away by Connor McCracken on the coverage. He wanted Fenolio down around the 10-yard line. Passing complete, and that'll make it 4th down and 10 now for Roncalli. Rogers again going to take a shot in the end zone. Can't get Niederle, and that'll be a turnover on downs. The Bearcat defense stands tall, and now things are pretty much over. 1st down or 2, and victory formation awaits for Scottsbluff here, and I can't imagine Roncalli's going to get the football back with the way Scottsbluff has been running it and passing it here in this second half. Handoff. No, it's the quarterback keeper, Harsh. Off left tackle, out across the 25-yard line. They'll mark him at the 26. A gain of 6 for the big bruiser. We go under 3 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the game. Landa runs a post-game show following the final whistle here tonight. Visit with, I assume, offensive coordinator Judd Hall. That's been the routine after games so far this season. Handoff, Busby. Runs right. He's got a blocker in front of him. Busby turns on the Jets across the 40, still on his feet. On his feet across midfield. Finally brought down at around the 45-yard line. They'll mark him at the 44. A pickup of 30 for Chris Busby. Or at the 36, excuse me, Mike. 28-yard gain for Chris.
.348. Give it to him again. See if he can get 400.
They'd need to get a penalty back across midfield to get a 52-yard run somehow.
Somebody jump.
To think you just said that, and a little while ago they were down by 24.
Yeah.
We have seen it all here tonight. Hand off to Chris Busby. Busby just decided to lower the helmet and shoulder pad level a little bit.
Run that clock.
And barrel into Hamilton, who's been a little bit quiet after a very active opening quarter here tonight. 2:28, clock continues to run, under 2:25 to play. Gain of 3 for Chris, second down and 7. Two tight ends set. Cruel wing back to the right. Harsh will keep it himself, and he's met. That'll be a loss of 1 for Sebastian Harsh. Under 2 minutes to play. Scottsbluff will win it here tonight. Now 1 minute and 33 seconds to play. Clock continues to tick away on Roncalli. And the celebration will be a major one, you would expect, after a night like tonight, as Busby continues to just chew up the Roncalli defensive unit as he runs this one down to the 31-yard line, a pickup of 12 more yards for Chris Busby. Nothing but zeros in the second half for Roncalli. And meanwhile, for Scottsbluff, one heck of a comeback here tonight. Victory formation. We go under 1 minute to play in the game. Assistant coach Derek Deaver, Todd Mangini, smiles on their faces, high fives around as they exit the press box here tonight. Student section on their feet. Band down on the track on their feet. Home sideline up on their feet. I want to tip my cap to Omaha Roncalli for coming out here, playing great football in the first half. And before we get into the post game, as the clock continues to run, we want to send our best to Jack Dotzler, their junior quarterback, who's injured. Left this game late in the first half. He was on absolute fire throwing the football, and they were in control. The minute Dotzler left the game, things changed in a hurry, and we hope Jack Dotzler gets well as soon as possible. Just a junior, he'll be back for a senior season. Roncalli now
has to line it up one more time here against the Bearcats, and they'll take a knee. That'll do it. The final snap of the night, a 300-plus yard rusher in Chris Busby. Keegan Reifschneider sets the Class B record with 5 touchdown receptions. Scottsbluff comes back from down 38-14 at halftime, and in the second half, Scottsbluff scores 46 unanswered points to rally and win it 60-38 tonight on the West Coast scoreboard.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Visit the Experts at Paul Reed Construction, your authorized Big Green Egg dealer.
The kids need to run off some energy after school or too cold to play outside? Bring them to Planet Bounce at the Monument Mall. With many bounce houses, a concession stand, and the largest redemption arcade around, Planet Bounce has hours of fun. Call today to schedule your birthday party, or ask Ron about renting a bounce house for your party, office party, or corporate event. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Planet Bounce Family Fun Center at the Monument Mall.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
What are you waiting for? A 6-year limited powertrain warranty? Savings on performance-matched implements? 0% APR financing for up to 5 years. Head down to your local Kubota dealer before September 30th and take advantage of this incredible offer on the BX Series, America's best-selling subcompact tractor. Kubota, this is what we do.
Come into Sandberg Implement, your local Kubota dealer.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
We're going to be able to find the time or the thoughts to put this one into perspective while we're still on the air here during the Runs of Postgame show. Just an absolute bonkers type night here at Bearcat Stadium. You're seeing a lot of respect right now out on the field between these two teams. Handshakes, bear hugs around, high five, slaps on the back as both these squads, Mike, left everything out on the field tonight. Scottsbluff comes back and I haven't seen anything like this at the prep level as Keegan Reifschneider scores 5 touchdowns in the air, 5 TD passes for Sebastian Harsh. We've got Chris Busby for 363 yards rushing on the night. They trailed 38-14 at half, and they scored 46 unanswered second half points, and they win it 60-38. Take a quick timeout, come back with a scoring recap and a look at the post-game numbers right after this on the Runs of Postgame show.
At TC & More, the Christmas decorations are up and fall decor is 30% off. We invite you to begin your Christmas shopping with us, as you can find more of everything at TC & More. Please mark your calendars for our annual holiday open house with store-wide sales. This event is coming up on Thursday, November 1st and continuing through Saturday, November 3rd. Come enjoy some hors d'oeuvres, register for door prizes, and receive free gift wrapping. Located at 1621 Broadway. Gifts for everyone at TC & More in beautiful downtown Scottsbluff.
The leaves are turning and the temperatures are cooling, so it's time to come harvest the deals at the Viera Wireless Fall Savings Sale. Right now, get your family high-speed, truly unlimited mobile data for just $35 per line with 4 lines. Prices have never been lower for unlimited data. Plus, trade in your current phone and get up to $500 off the latest iPhone and Samsung models. Those are incredible savings on the most popular and advanced smartphones. Don't miss out on our Fall Savings Sale. Hurry into Viera today.
Chris Cottrell, Mike Holly with you tonight. KNEB.TV, 101.7 The Trail, and KNEB.com. Let's take a look at the scoring recap. The Scottsbluff wins it 60-38 here at home tonight. In the first quarter, we got a lot to cover. 11-18, Dotzler to Rogers, 41 yards. Roncalli led 7-0. Still less than a minute gone by in the first quarter. Dotzler to Orr, 25 yards. Roncalli with the kick led 14-0. 6:43. Sebastian Harsh fumble turns into an Alex Rogers 90-yard fumble return for a touchdown. PAT 21-0 Roncalli. Scottsbluff gets on the board for the first time with 4:45 to play on a Harsh to Reifschneider 45-yard touchdown pass. That combination, you'd get used to hearing that tonight for sure. 4:02 to play. Dotzler to Niederle covering 67 yards, 28-7 at that point, Roncalli. 38 seconds to play. Still first quarter. Harsh to Reifschneider, an 11-yard scoring strike. It was 28-14, Roncalli in front. Second quarter, and it was a pretty tame second quarter for tonight's game standards. Dotzler to Fenolio, 17 yards, and with 9:58 to play in the first half, it was 35-14, Omaha Roncalli. Fast forward to just 12 seconds left. McCoy, a 39-yard field goal, 38-14. The key play, though, came right before that field goal as Jack Dotzler was injured and did not return, carted off the field again. We want to wish him the best in his recovery. Not sure what the injury is, but it came back and was not good for his teammates tonight because things changed immediately once that second half started. Scottsbluff scored 32 unanswered points in the third quarter. Busby a 5-yard touchdown run. Harsh a 2-point conversion run. Harsh to Reifschneider. Harsh for a 2-point conversion run, 38-30. Harsh to Reifschneider with 48 seconds to play in the quarter. Harsh the 2-point conversion run. Game was tied 38-38. Then a punt that turned into a safety for Scottsbluff with 17 seconds left as they took the lead 40-38. And before the third quarter was out, in fact, the final play of the third quarter, Busby a 48-yard touchdown run, 46-38. The Cats would turn it into a fourth quarter rout, in fact, as Harsh to Reifschneider for a fifth time tonight, setting a Class B all-time record. 5 touchdown catches in a single game for Keegan Reifschneider. And just amazing stuff. Chris Busby would finish things off. A 3-yard touchdown run from down. 38-14 at half. 46 unanswered points for Scottsbluff. We talk now with offensive coordinator Judd Hall. Coach, I'm not sure where to start. So let's just first off tip our cap to your kids. Talk about what this says about your guys' roster.
It's a special group of kids. A bunch of kids that believe in each other, trust each other, and will go to battle with each other. I mean, that was a special effort by a pretty special team. I mean, I love those kids and what they did to put us in a position to have a chance to win this game. It was unbelievable what they did tonight.
Keegan Reifschneider, 5 touchdown catches, all from Sebastian. I believe that's an all-time Class B record, playoffs or not. I'm a little not 100% sure.
We'll find out more. We were trying to follow Twitter and catch some of it.
But it's a record of some sort. Definitely a Class B single-game touchdown mark in the passing game for Reifschneider. He was on fire tonight. The one-handed pick on the far sideline. What an effort by your big-time senior.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it all week in a game like this against a quality team. Players make plays. And we had some players that made some special plays tonight for us.
Chris Busby, we've got unofficially 363 yards rushing. Just another night at the office for the guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, he told me, extremely confident kid. Told me at halftime, we're walking off together to the locker room halftime, down, 38-14 at half?
Yeah.
Down 38-14 at half, walking off with Chris. He said, Coach, you got to give me the ball if we want a chance.
He only had 164 at half.
I said, okay, I'll give it to you. You got to make something happen. He goes, I will. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to coach when you got guys that do that. You know, on one of Keegan's touchdowns, he comes to me and goes, Coach, post corner, I can beat him. I go, okay. Called it the next play, and he ran it, beat him, touchdown. So, I mean, when you got kids that tell you what they see on the field when they're the coach on the field because you're not out there, it's unbelievable. I trust them. They trust me to make the right call, and that's what we did.
Special players all over the place tonight for Scottsbluff. This game turned on a dime when another special player went out for the night with an injury. Jack Dotzler was just on fire in the first half. He goes down with the injury. What were you seeing from what they were doing offensively that made things so difficult early?
They ran a little speed option RPO stuff, which we had not seen. Most of the time, or actually all season, it had just been speed option, or it was 3-step and throw the little slant. So they came out, caught us with a little wrinkle to their game plan, and when they have the athletes that they have, and they have players that made plays too. So hats off to them, and it's a horrible feeling to see a good athlete like that go down. Your heart goes out to him, his teammates. We hope he's all right. That's a heartbreaking thing to see because he was a heck of a player.
Yeah, he was having a great first half, but the game has to go on, and everybody has to get back to the business playing high school football, and your guys got to that business in a big-time way. What other thoughts do you have running through your head right now just about what happened here tonight?
Winning at halftime, and talked about two things. Drew a heart on the board. I go, okay, you want the good news or the bad news? Bad news. I go, okay, bad news first. That might have been the worst half of football we played this year. Picked a bad time to do it, but now we got to move on. You want the good news? Good news is we're going to win. I've been here before. I've seen this game happen before, and we're going to win. Drew a heart on the board. I go, it starts right here, guys. It starts with what's inside you. If you're going to tuck tail and run, don't even go back out there. But if you want to fight, if you want to battle, come along because we're going to win the game. And then we talked about being a fist. We can't go out there as individuals. We got to come together as a fist, trust the dude next to you, trust what your teammates are doing, and good things are going to happen. And I don't know, man, that was special because what they did in the second half was very, very special.
York kicks a field goal in the final 20 seconds to win at home, 23-20. So we'll stay home next week. Rematch from round 2 last year. The defending state champion Dukes come west with Garrett Snodgrass to take on Scottsbluff, a team you're familiar with after last year. What sort of lesson did York teach your football program in that game last year, Coach?
That you have to prepare to win. I think that's what York did so incredibly well during their playoff stretch last year. They were so well prepared. They didn't make any mistakes. So we have to prepare this week for a great football team, for a great football game next Friday night because they're the state champions until somebody beats them.
We're looking forward to it already. I don't think either of us up here. I mean, things happened so quickly in the first quarter. We just knew there was so much time left on the clock. If you guys could get your feet underneath you, that there was a chance to get this thing done.
Yep, and that's, you wouldn't think that from the type of offense that we run. You go down 14, and I'm thinking, oh man, we're gonna have to change our game plan. We're gonna have to change what we do. But at the end of the day, you just stay patient. You grind it out. You bang out first downs. You control the clock so they can't score anymore, and good things will come your way.
Well, Coach, we could probably talk about this thing all night. I'm going to let you get going, head down, get with your staff, get with your guys, your team, enjoy this one a little bit. I know you guys will, and I know you'll move on pretty quickly, get to that film study on York, and hopefully we're back up here about 7 nights from now getting set for a trip to Lincoln.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Appreciate you stopping up. Tremendous effort tonight. Just an amazing comeback win. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We'll come back with more right after this on the Runs of Postgame show on KNEB.
Have you heard the exciting news? Western Nebraska Regional Airport will be offering flights with United Airlines operated by SkyWest beginning January 30th, 2018. What's even better, you'll get to earn and use your United points. Reservations with United are now available, plus all United miles can be earned and redeemed with all flights. While you're at Western Nebraska Regional Airport, grab a bite to eat at the Flight Deck restaurant, plus Hearst Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. So make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Wild, wild night at Bearcat Stadium. Scottsbluff, a winner 60-38, 46 unanswered points. Getting some text message here from KDB Operations Director Bill Boyer, who says the camera folks with us down on the crew said it was a shoulder injury for Dotzler. Unofficially, obviously, but again, we wish him a speedy recovery. As soon as we went to commercial, visiting with Coach Hall quickly before he exited the press box, basically just talking about how well coached York will be when they get out here next week with Glenn Snodgrass, their head coach. York won the state football championship last year. They won the state basketball championship, and I believe they won boys golf as well. 3 state championships. They're going to come out here with a lot of confidence and belief in what they do, but after what we saw tonight, that's going to mean there's going to be 2 teams with a lot of confidence and belief in what they can do.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Chris. There's a lot of times they say you got to have the Jimmies and the Joes to get that far and win a championship, and York had them last year. They've still got a few of those guys coming back on this year's team, but after what you saw here tonight, we got a lot of them too, you know, with the 300-yard rusher, 5 touchdown pass receiver, the quarterback that got that receiver the ball 5 of those times, the line that blocked for them, the defense that went into shutdown mode in the second half.
Literally a shutout in the second half.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, you saw a lot of good things, and I can't wait for the battle next Friday night.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome stuff when York comes out. We had a great trip to York last year. Great facility, great people that welcomed us in. I know we'll do the same when they come this direction next week. Amazing stuff here tonight. Final 60-38. I'll toss it over to you for a look at these final numbers, and there's a bunch of them. You thought you were getting out of it last
I did.
week.
I thought I was off the hook, but anywho. Bearcats ended up with 614 total yards to 367 for Roncalli. The Bearcat breakdown, 435 of those were rushing, 179 passing. And here's your rushing totals for the night. Chris Busby, 35 carries, 363 yards. Sebastian Harsh, 13 carries for 67 yards. And Jacob Krull, 4 carries for 5 yards. So Bearcats had 52 carries, 435 yards rushing. In the passing game, Harsh was 10 for 18, 179 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Now, on the receiving end of those 10 catches, Reif Schneider had 7 of those catches for 155 and 5 touchdowns. Delzer had 1 catch for 11 yards, and Diolis had 2 catches for 13 yards. So if I was playing fantasy football this week, I really would have hoped to have had Reif Schneider, Harsh, and Busby on my team.
The old Scottsbluff stack.
Yeah. On the Roncalli side of things, Alex Rogers ended up with 11 carries for 46 yards. Dotzler, with all his carries in the first half, he had 5 carries for 8 yards. And Mosbach had 4 carries for 15 yards. So the Crimson Pride ended up 20 carries for 69 yards rushing. In the passing game, overall, as a team, they were 26 completions for 52 attempts for 298 yards. Dotzler, who played outstanding and, you know, gave them that 38-14 lead, he was 15 for 23, 207 yards, and 4 touchdowns in that first half.
He was awesome.
He played outstanding. Rogers did a great job coming in, filling in for him. He was 11 for 29, 91 yards. They have quite a receiving core, too. They can get the ball to a lot of different people. Niederle had 10 catches for 142 yards. Orr had 6 catches for 82 yards. Rogers himself, before he had to go back and play quarterback, had 4 catches for 68 yards. Finoglio had 5 catches for 66 yards. and Ortner had 1 catch for 37 yards. So 298 overall passing yards for the Crimson Pride for a total yardage of 367. But, the wheels did kind of fall off the wagon once Dotzler got injured, and you hate to see that. But, you have to be proud of the effort that they put forth as a team, and they have nothing to hang their heads about. They gave a great effort, had a great game plan. And
they came in to win.
They did, and they kind of ran out of gas at the end. And it had to be tough losing their leader and their quarterback, and they gave it everything they had. But the Bearcats kicked it up a notch as well, and the combination of all that led to quite a wild game.
I think what we might see next week, I mean, I have no idea, but it just based on who's coming to play Scottsbluff, it feels like it's going to be a more traditional, old school, old type feel type game, right? I mean, I understand.
You'd think so, but you never know.
Right. Just like you would have thought earlier this year, well, York's been involved in some high-scoring affairs with Snodgrass, just running quarterback run plays left and right and grinding out things. So who knows what we'll see.
Yeah.
As Coach Hall said, we know we'll see a very well-coached, disciplined, prepared football
and
team.
Anytime that you're a defending champion, you're not going to go down easy. I mean, they're going to give it everything they have because they know that feeling of getting to go to Memorial Stadium, and they know that feeling of getting to walk off of there with the trophy, and I know they're going to want to do it again. So they're going to come in here with everything they got.
Well, it's going to be something to see coming up next week, just as it was here tonight. We'll take another quick timeout, come back, get to our Taco John's, multiple players of the game, and wrap things up here on KNB right after this.
What if we all came together for one day to give? Oregon Trail Community Foundation is excited to announce Wyobraska Gives. From midnight to midnight on Tuesday, November 13th, join us with over 100 nonprofits from around the community. We're bringing the region together as one, raising money and awareness for our local nonprofits during the 24-hour online giving challenge. To learn more, visit wyobraskagives.org. Every single act of generosity counts. One effort, one community. Wyobraska Gives.
My big secret for designing a quality kitchen on a budget is J&K Cabinetry. They have all the great standard features that my clients love. Solid wood doors and frames, soft close doors and drawers, dovetail joinery. The quality is amazing. J&K Cabinetry has 17 beautiful locations, sells directly to designers, contractors, and dealers, and provides plenty of options for a semi-custom look. But the most important thing is having a satisfied client and just seeing how much they love their kitchen. J&K Cabinetry, a new kitchen around you.
ZM Lumber in Scottsbluff, your local headquarters for J&K Cabinetry.
Chris Cottrell with Mike Colley back to finish up our broadcast tonight on KNEB.TV, 101.7 The Trail, and KNEB.com. Those final numbers always brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, as we ran down our post-game stats last time before the break. Right now, let's get to our Taco John's multiple players of the game. Taco John's of Scottsbluff and Gearing make it a game day tradition. Unwrap the original before or after every game. We're going to just go with two tonight. Pretty obvious calls. Keegan Reifschneider, 5 touchdown catches, sets a Class B playoff record we know of for sure. And I think it might have tied or broken the all-time Class B single game touchdown receiving mark. Reifschneider, and he also had the amazing one-handed pick that eventually set up at the time, tying touchdown drive. Keegan Reifschneider out of his mind tonight with a tremendous effort. And, of course, Chris Busby, 363 yards rushing. Mike, what a night for those two.
Yeah, and, we rarely do this, but, I mean, you try and you think of it, but you got to give a lot of credit to our offensive line, Chris. Yes. I mean, those guys were able to maintain blocks and allow Chris to run for that many yards. That's unbelievable. I mean, to give Sebastian the time to make those passes, and, he wasn't hurried at all, and he was able to stand back there and hit Keegan on those deep post routes and post corners and those things, and, just gave him really nice time. So I want to give a shout-out to those guys because none of that great offensive output would have been possible without those guys.
The coaches all agreed the O-line played their best game of the year, bar none, at that point against McCook,
last week was a carryover again tonight. I mean,
if they're gelling right now, anything can happen. You bet. I mean, if they get a little better every week, you know, in my mind, what it comes down to next week, Chris, is kind of what Coach Hall talked about, is focus and preparation. And you know, I don't think next week, I don't think you'll get away with biting on pump fakes and getting beat deep, fumbling kickoffs, penalties. You know, those kind of things will catch up with you. The deeper you go, the fewer of those things you got to have.
21-point comebacks aren't in the mix next week.
No, you don't want to get down 21 against York.
Right.
So, you know, come out, do things right, play the whole game, focused, smart, and with all the effort you have, and chips will fall where they may.
And the bounce-back ability tonight for Reifschneider and Harsh, both with early fumbles that led to scores, one directly on the return on Harsh's fumble that Rogers ran back, and Keegan fumbled a kick return. Those guys put that in the rear view immediately. And
they did,
went on to have
and that's good. And that's, you know, a lot of the guys, if you had a mistake early, and that's why we were successful tonight, because they were able to put those mistakes behind them tonight. But you don't want to make those in the next game, you know. And there will be a few of them, but the more you make, the more they're magnified in a big game, and you just, you know, you have a good week of practice, come out focused, and take care of the football, and you know, play good technique, and you'll be fine.
Scottsbluff will host York here next Friday. Omaha Scott will host Waverly in the other Class B semifinal. York dominating Blair tonight. That was up in the 60s to nothing at one point last I saw, and McCook got beat at home by Waverly. So the Vikings celebrating on their ride back home tonight. My colleague Chris Cottrell, tremendous job, Mike. As always, great to have you in the booth. What a ball game we got to see tonight, and we'll strap it up and bring our A game next Friday night with a trip to Lincoln on the line for Scottsbluff hosting York. For Mike, I'm Chris. Big thanks to Bill Boyer, TJ Albright, our entire KDB.TV camera crew tonight, doing a great job. And back at the station, getting us on and off the air with the radio broadcast tonight, is Olivia Albright. Tremendous job by all those folks all the way around. As always, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Husker football pregame starts early tomorrow at 5 on 960 100.3, 9:15 on the Brandon kickoff, both stations at 10 a.m. from Columbus against Ohio State. That'll do it from Bearcat Stadium tonight. Scottsbluff scores 46 unanswered points in the second half. Still hard to believe they did that, but they did. 60-38, the final score tonight. Scottsbluff a winner. They move on to the state semifinals. For Mike, I'm Chris. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. So long and good night. Thank you.